your presentation super fast and don't leave the chat or
Hi, I'm Katerina Belaruska, and I'm incredibly excited to welcome you to the FEM Online Program. This space was created for the young woman ready to grow, lead, and make bold movements on their own terms. I work with the young leaders, top managers, technology experts, and the changemakers from the different countries for years. I've built businesses, startups, and created a social and a charity impactful project. And one thing I've learned is confidence is not something you are born with, it's something you build. And FEM program is here to help you build it step by step together. Confidence is not something you were born with, it is something you build.
Future-empowered minds!
One bold step at a time. Your mindset, your voice, your creativity and power to lead, speak and pursue, it's already within you. But now it's time to master it. To bridge the gap between who you are today and who you dream of becoming. And you don't have to do it alone. I welcome you to the FEM, a 4-month leadership and empowerment journey for the teenage girls, combining mindset development, creativity, body confidence, real-life skills, and community support. It's not just about learning, it's about becoming. Starting September 25, you will dive into the online workshop and the mentor session designed to strengthen your inner and outer leadership. You will explore topics like public speaking, emotional resilience, communication, using AI, building your personal brand, and how to show up with a strength even when the life gets tough. Through this journey, you will be supported by the mentors who have a huge experience in the business, self-development, and the personal growth. Every step you will have a huge support, and we will be proud of each of you. You will never walk alone. The FEM Sisterhood is here to uplift you and to celebrate each of you. We will reflect, create, and support each other every day. All participants who successfully complete the journey will receive a certificate of achievement. And there is something more. Some of you will be invited to a special offline retreat, a few days of unforgettable energy, teamwork, personal growth, new friendship, and a shared vision. This is not a school. This is not a competition. FEM is a safe, supportive, and inspiring community where you seen, heard, and challenged to grow in your own dynamic. If you are ready to lead with the confidence, claim your space and connect with a girl just like you, join us. Let's build your future, our future, a future of bold voices and the real changes. Your voice, your story, your power, there matters more than you think. And FEM is where it all begins. To build your dream life, you must first build your mindset, your skill set. A journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step. Take that step today with the FEM program.
Diana?
Yes, I can start.
Yes.
Hi, world, and welcome to the FEM 2.0 Final Summit, Girls Lead and Change. I'm your host, Diana Kocheva. As someone who bridges the world of art and tech every day, I know that the most powerful force for innovation is a young woman with a vision. Today, we aren't here just for competition. We are here to witness the birth of a movement. It's the final event of the FEM Online Program, a 3-month free leadership program designed to empower teenage girls with essential skills and competencies in leadership, negotiation, communication, and female empowerment, providing mentorship and a global network to help them unlock their full potential and create a better tomorrow. 3 months ago, we have received almost 2,000 registrations. Out of all those, only 78 incredible girls were selected to join our intensive leadership journey. Today, those 78 girls stand before us as architects of a change. So, before we meet our first teams, let's check the pulse of the room. Please leave a comment in the chat right now and tell us in one word, how has FEM changed your perspective? Let's see if we have comments. Now everyone is just wishing, oh, beautiful words. I love confidence, friends, open-mindedness, friends, leading, professionalism, positivity. Love those. Please write more. Teamworking, communication. Perfect. As you can see, during the summit, young women across all Europe will present their projects in 6 teams. Each team will be evaluated according to certain criteria, and I want to tell you about how we'll evaluate it today. So, criteria of evaluation. First of all, application of skills. So, whether the participants applied the skills taught through the program. Second, it's originality and impact, uniqueness of the project idea, creativity, and potential impact. Then, of course, presentation quality. We will see all presentations today, use of our technical tools, clarity of communication, and mastery of the content. Of course, quality of responses, how well the team answers follow-up and additional questions, project feasibility, realistic potential for implementation, teamwork and collaboration, ability to work together, handle challenges, and propose alternative solutions. Once all 6 teams have presented, we will summarize the results. The FEM program is driven by Katerina Belaruska Foundation. The foundation creates and supports diverse opportunities for children and youth empowerment and development through sport and education. So to officially open today's summit, please welcome a woman who believes that every girl's potential is a catalyst for a better tomorrow, the founder of the Katerina Belaruska Foundation. Katerina Belaruska, microphone is yours. If I think there are some technical issues on our side, we can't hear Katerina at the moment. So I think I will just skip her words at the moment, and we will follow her up later. I know how she was worrying and how she believes like in thriving teenager girls. I was lucky enough to see a previous presentation as well, presentation of the first batch. Now we're talking with finalists of the second batch. So let's meet our amazing jury. I'm happy to see some familiar faces as well. So as I already mentioned, Katerina Belaruska will be one of the judges. Then I want to present and invite to see you all Yangas Hadjianis. He's CEO of Cyprus Business School. At Tim, a Cambridge-educated lawyer and business leader specializing in strategy, leadership, and business development. We are very lucky to have you on board with us. Also, I want to greet you with J.L. Chidiak, FEM ambassador, professional dancer, winner of Arab's Got Talent and America's Got Talent, finalist on Britain's Got Talent. And I also want to meet Konstantina Akeleos, president of the Youth Board of Cyprus, and of course, Denis Panaskin, I already see him here, operating partner of Vartech, and he also holds a PhD in computer science. I also want to greet Lorraine Sin. She's licensed mental health counselor, research advisor at Lirvana. So, Jory, we're counting on you on your tough questions today. And I know how it can feel responsible. Girls, show some love for our judges in the chat. Now, let's briefly go through today's agenda. First, what we're going to do, we will watch some presentations of the girls' final projects, their creative ideas for sustainable change. Then we'll have a short break during which you'll get to meet our special guest speaker. And after that, the jury will share the feedback and announce the winners during the award ceremony. We will talk about awards, but now I want to give microphone to Katerina. I know how she was worrying and she really wanted to motivate girls. Katerina, the floor is yours.
Thank you very much. Hello, everyone. Good afternoon. Hello. So it's an incredible honor to be here today and to welcome you all to our FEM Final Summit. So today, I think we are not just going to check how our participants succeed and what they've learned during the online program, but I think we are going to celebrate 78 young female leaders because we always strive to make our summit a platform for a movement, a space where you can raise your voice, exchange ideas, and gain new knowledges and inspiration, of course. I truly hope that we all will enjoy it today very much. But before we start, I would like to share some some insights and interesting facts. During the 3 months program, our participants attend 45 intensive lessons where they were taught leadership, negotiation, communication, financial literacy, and many more other skills, while also building their confidence, which is the main part. 56 out of 78 participants completed the program and received certificates, and 48 of them received certificates with a distinction, which is great result. My congratulations. Also, we do a lot of surveys during the course, asking you girls about what do you like, what do you don't like. And I also want to share some insights from this part. So the absolute favorite speaker of the course was Zu Taktaeva, who was mentioned in our surveys 18 times. So thank you very much for being with us and for supporting us. The recorded lectures that received the most feedbacks were law rights and advocacy, again by Zu, and also presentation skills by Alexander Zayoma. Also, we received more than 243 written feedback submission on our platform, for which we are really very grateful, girls. We are very thankful that you are so active and that you are sharing your opinions, because that helps us to improve our work and to do it in a better way, to do our best. But of course, we could not do our work without the support of our partners who believe in this project as much as we do. So I would like to say my big thank you for Steel Rose and Cyprus Business School, who support us on this journey. We are truly very thankful and really proud to be your partners. This journey also will be impossible without our mentors, speakers, and the incredible FEM team. Thank you very much, because I think that today's summit is not only important for the girls, but for the whole team as well, because we are going to see what we create together, and that's the big motivation for us. For me personally, today's summit is the future evidence that when you invest in a girl's voice, you invest in a better tomorrow for entire community. I strongly believe in this. And of course, I would like to address to our FEM participants. Girls, good luck to you today during your presentation. I hope everything will be incredible. You are proof that leadership has no age and no borders. Thank you for being part of the community. Let's today be the evidence that when the girls empowered, the world transforms. Let's begin our FEM Final Summit.
Thank you for your kind words, Katerina. I know how it was important to start and kick off the session and motivate the girls. And I want to talk about awards. I know that even like every girl already is a winner. Now we're at like the final event, but let's talk about prizes. So for the first place, the team with the highest project score will receive a grant for further project implementation. So when we're talking that girls already create in the future now, we are making it happen. The final amount will depend on the project's theme, budget, and the scope. We will contact the team to define all details right afterwards. first, second, and even third places, all teams will go to and will get a chance to join a career-oriented retreat in Cyprus. The camp will include company visits, professional workshops, and daily sessions with NGOs and experts. And you will also meet first cohort winners. So it will be a reunion of previous alumni. And again, one more proof that we are getting amazing girls all together. Fourth, fifth, and sixth places, each participant will receive a certificate for English language courses and Cyprus Business School. And even additionally, we want to highlight some of the most brightest participants and 3 individual participants with the highest total scores and who will be the most active during educational part. So they already received some scores from our amazing mentors. They will receive special invitations to the Cyprus camp as well. And our partners from Steel Rose will choose 2 participants from the camp. These ladies, they will have a chance to come to London. I'm actually in London, so please come by and we will show all amazing places. And I do believe it will be very useful for your professional career as well. So stay with us through the event. It's going to be inspiring and full of energy. Let's begin our inspiring journey together.
Should the first team be presenting now?
No, we're waiting for mentors video. Some of your mentors wanted also to inspire you and get like motivation for you.
All right.
A little bit of patience. A little bit of patience. I know how it's hard these days, but if we don't see this video, maybe we can skip it and we can maybe check it afterwards. But again, what I wanted to highlight that every mentor that we're speaking with you, they're also worrying right now. They're watching you on YouTube. They wanted to motivate you, inspire, and we gathered some short videos of their inspiration and some motivational quotes for you. I don't know. Can we see it now? Because I can't see it from my side.
No, there is nothing.
Okay. So maybe first team, we're coming to you. So I want to, again, before you start, I want to give you like a short. Please be aware of the stage is yours.
Thank you so much.
Final for coming, yes.
Thank you. So could you, Elisa, please share the presentation then? Yes, thank you. So let's start then. Good morning, everyone. Before introducing ourselves, let us start with something different. Do you know at what age people fully understand emotions? Or when we in general reach psychological well-being? Emotional understanding isn't immediate. It develops gradually through experience, reflection, and time. On average, deep emotional understanding and psychological well-being often develop later in life. You might think, how is it connected to Inner Echo project? Inner echo exists to bridge this gap, providing support exactly when emotions are most intense and clarity is hardest to find. Hi everyone, we are Inner Echo team and today we want to talk about something many of us experience but don't always talk about. Let's start with a short video. Not every feeling is visible. Not every struggle is loud. This project isn't about one specific situation which we showed in the video. It's about something much bigger. Let's look at some key data. Globally, 1 in 8 people live with mental health challenges. Imagine 1 in 8. What's even more important is that many of the people struggle by the age of 14. Many teens struggle to articulate their emotions, fear of being misunderstood or ignored, and when immediate non-clinical support is often nowhere to be found. This brings us to why Inner Echo? We provide a place to explore your feelings and empower others to master your inner world. Inner Echo delivers mental wellness through 3 pillars: expert back and reflections, shared social community, and a digital tool for on-demand support. We're launching this movement through a high-impact awareness campaign and interactive web prototype as well as scalable workshops. Therefore, Inner Echo builds a foundation for lasting emotional resilience. Inner Echo aims to catch problems early and act as a bridge for those who need a place to start. Make teens feel seen and validated, self-reflection to equip them with more lifelong skills. First, we champion sincerity. Second, we value understanding. And third, we embrace responsibility as our core values.
Our target audience is teenagers aged 13 to 18 who are growing up in a time of uncertainty, especially in the context of war. Teens from Eastern communities grow up with strict expectations that limit self-expression, and young people who often feel overwhelmed or misunderstood, who is also interested in psychology. In the future, we plan to engage teachers through training sessions, parents through reflection sessions to better understand the younger generation, and adults who continue to struggle with challenges. Let's talk more about platforms like TikTok and Instagram, where teens already spend their time. We're including informative posts about health topics in a simple way or materials for self-healing. Collaboration with psychologists ensures ethical guidance. Videos for introducing Inner Echo and sharing practical insights. We use stories for our audience to participate, not just watch, with questions and feedback. Through Telegram, we aim to build a closer relationship with people and create a space of mutual empowerment. It creates a sense of ongoing connection. Besides creating content, we used other ways for promotion, like use channels with opportunities, presentations in our communities, and partnerships. More about collaborations we've had and support from experts. Support from psychologists, post-collaboration, and offline training. Beside this one offline training, we've had 3 online workshops with invited speakers you see on slides. Workshops are an important part because through workshops we turn awareness into action that becomes a skill. It's not lectures, but discussions and activities. Here are some photos from the events, from online events and from offline events.
Crucial things was if you provide both relevant and trustworthy information. Everything you can see in your echo is based in direct feedback, surveys, and forums that always allow us to keep track with something for participants and community members and still keep trying. So we received some of the most from our main project survey. It got over 210 responses. These are mostly responses from Ukraine and 17% from Turkmenistan, Zambia, Peru, India, Afghanistan, and 12 more countries. So nearly 80% of responses are from teenagers between 17 years old. Another 21% are young adults and adults who are over 25. And coming to something really impressive. So how much more anxious people started to feel in the last couple of years, months? So we have an answer. The half stated they started to feel a bit more anxious, and 38% said they become far more anxious during those period of time. This really shows the need in psychology and a more niche approach to it is still in demand. Through stories and proven tools, find the way to understand ourselves that help the world. So our audience did show us what these tools should look like. The top four involves motivational content, book,
Sorry for
podcast, and
interrupting.
article.
Yes, but I think there is something with connection or microphone. Maybe you will. Do you have earpods or something? Because it's impossible. We all see the statistics and presentation, but it's possible to hear you.
I'll try to do some with that. Maybe I can turn off my camera. You won't see me, but at least you will hear me. Can you hear me right now?
Yeah, now we can hear you really well.
Yeah, now it's better. Yeah, perfect.
Okay, so coming to the previous slide, please. So the health started, they started to feel a bit more anxious, and 38% said they become far more anxious. It really shows that the need in psychology and a more niche approach is still in demand. Through stories and proven tools, we can find the way to understand ourselves first and then help the world. So our audience did show us what these tools should look like. The top four involves motivational content, book, podcast, and article recommendations, online workshops with psychologists, and the most chosen tool, genuine talks with people from different backgrounds and spheres. That's how we introduced Inverco to more than 5,200 people and built an active community of nearly 250 members. It's not a miracle, but a constant clear communication.
We'd like to introduce the prototype website that is also part of Inner Echo project. Here we have what could be a user's dashboard or main page. This design encourages to track the emotions of the user, share their internal thoughts, and chat with other users. You can find the 5-stage model tool, articles, and podcasts specifically made by the Inner Echo team, as well as the external materials. Everything about team and project values will also be introduced in the website.
Behind the scene, there is inspiring team. Let's see more about us. To stay organized, we structured our work into different teams. We have teams focused on the project coordination, analysis, and partnership. At the same time, we have teams working on the workshop, feedback, research, content, and finance. This structure helps us cover every part of the project and stay balanced. And of course, it wasn't that perfect from the beginning. We faced challenges like different schedule and working style, which made the coordination difficult. But we focused on the open communication and created a regular meeting rhythm. During our second workshop, we had a technical issue. Breaking rooms didn't work it properly, and the timing was off. Instead of panicking, we adapted. We switched platforms and stayed flexible in the moment.
What started as a quiet thought has now grown into a reality. While working on the project together with the team, this deep question arose in each of us as a motivational spirit to think about our wishes. It reminded us that the great things begin with a single thought, but they grow through the courage to dream together.
The year ahead, we plan to develop in 4 main areas. We're going to expand our partnership community, and we have to create a special workshop series where participants can and to get a certificate. We plan to organize bigger compared to ones we did before. And in addition, you will see more psychological focus and chat and live content in our social media. Are we going to do something just after the workshop, just after our meeting? So sure. In a few days, you will see a post as you on the topic of how we can choose our path. We also agreed on having a common online event with BigDiv. It is a psychology organization with co-founders from the US that helps Ukrainians mentally. So in the upcoming partnerships, we also have a training with leadership community from Zambia, and one of the most exciting of a first episode on a podcast over the road.
Our budget is planned to support both the digital and offline parts of Inaraco. The main costs include promotion, and the important part is workshops covering materials, space, and organization. The technical side, like launching a website. In addition, merchandise will be a part of our growth strategy. It might be a present for active participants and represent mental health awareness with the community identity. Overall, the budget is focused on creating real-life impacts through community activities. Our fundraising strategy is based on a mix of grant support, partnerships, and community-driven funding. We plan to apply for grants that align with our mission. At the same time, we will seek partnerships with organizations that support youth well-being. You can see on slides. Later, we may also introduce small-scale crowdfunding and merchandise sales to sustain and expand the project. Our goal is to ensure financial stability while keeping Interaco accessible and focused on impact, not profit.
Here are the slides about realistic and future things we can have. And in case you have questions, we can answer to them in the questionnaire.
We believe healings begin when people realize their feelings deserve to be heard. Thanks for your attention, and we hope with your support, this is just a big start of something bigger. Thanks.
Thank you so much. I know that it's very hard and like very overwhelming to be the first one, but you did amazing, girls. And again, as a community founder myself, I loved how you made an impact and you already created everything around community. And now let's dig deeper. I know that our jury has a lot of questions. Okay, what questions do we? Okay, we have questions from Katerina. Go first.
Yes, first of all, thank you for the great presentation, girls, and the project looks really impressive. I think that the topic is really very good and very actual for the teenagers. I have a few questions. So first of all, as I understand right, that you also had some offline events, right? I just want to know more about how do you conduct it, how you organize it. I mean, what I'm interested is are you have the partnership with some organization or the local community when you're organizing your offline event? So did you for example, the school management is helping you to organize it, or maybe some other local authorities? So just this question more about the partnership, or you doing it just on your own and nobody supports you on this way? And what is your future plans as for the offline events? That's the first question. And the second question is about inner expert that you presented. I just not really understand the idea of that project, if you can explain a bit more.
Okay, I think that I can start with first question about events. So actually we had offline presenting of our project in our local communities and one offline training about stress and how to deal with that. We created this one offline event with a psychologist, Alena Kostyuk. So we contacted her, we had meetings with her, and created this offline training and included nearly 30 people there. And also it was like an event in school, so we created this by school supports with head teachers and etc. But our other events, like online events, were also shows our partnerships because we collaborated with the CEO of, for example, CEO of Dozreli, Juliana Kashepa, or psychologists, or we also collaborated with NGO Opportunities for Everyone. It's just for online events, but also we had other partnerships, and I think that Anastasia Nahorna could tell more because she is our partnership manager.
Thank you. So as Anastasia said, we actually had two, I think you can hear me well. Yeah, I heard. So actually we had two offline events, and one of them was presentation law project, which our teammate Arina did, and she did it in her lyceum, which is very active and supportive in such initiatives. And yeah, so school authorities, they kind of really supported us. Also, Anastasia's event was professional psychologist, was very impressive, and many people came there from high school. Also, talking about our partnership, so actually, yeah, again, Anastasia mentioned a lot of things. So I would say that we try to engage experts and psychologists, as well as people who are connected to psychology and as social workers. For example, Juliana Kashepa, she's a CEO of Mentoring Community and some of the urban initiatives, and she really inspired by like working with teams and many people. So yeah, and I guess further, we also want to partner with, as we mentioned, youth community from Zambia. They focus more on leadership. Also, we have upcoming partnership with Vidvik. And I think that those online partnerships, they're more likely because that's how we can create this international community, which we really strive to do. And for example, in our last workshop, half of the participants who registered were from different countries. Half of them were from Ukraine. It was like 20 people, and 20 more people were from completely different countries. So we try to expand those partnerships more in online sphere. Thank you for the question.
Thank you.
And okay, for the second question, what like you want more to understand?
I just
what
want to
program?
understand the Inner Echo Expert. It's just like the website where you just have all the information about the project, or there is some kind of the product where people can, I don't know, to address some their problem to you, and you will help them to find an expert who will help them, or how it will, or just purely informational one.
So like our website is just a tool, and we have beside this our social media where we share tools and information, and we will launch other offline and online workshops. But I think that Bahar could tell more about 5-stage, this tool that we will use in website, because it's really impactful, and I think that she could add something
Yes.
about this one side. Thank you.
Yes. Thank you for your question. First of all, regarding the experts, including it into the website, it's first of all to engage the psychologists who are deeply into this project idea, I would say, so that users could find the people whom they could like address their questions, they could ask something that could be like interesting to know, or about their social challenges. It's basically the ones who will be partners with us in the future. And regarding the 5-stage model, it is individually made tool, I would say, for organizing the thoughts. For that, Ina Haas, psychologist, was helpful while creating it in safe and ethical way. So there are basically the statements that could arise in each of the person's head. Like, for example, I have a bad day, or I was born unlucky, or something like this, right? So these questions may arise in everyone's head. And the 5 stages model is designed to organize their thoughts, ask navigating questions, and try to ensure the person is trying to think in a better and positive way. Maybe I could read some lines, if you want, from the document, if it's interesting for you, just to make clear.
Thank you very much. No, that's absolutely clear for me. Thank you.
Thank you for answering the questions. We have more questions from the jury. Denise, microphone is yours.
Thank you. Yeah, great presentation. Well done. But I have one question for you about your fundraising approach. It's not clear for me how exactly you want like fundraise this money, what kind of approach you will use, and also what you have already identified as potential source of your grants. Because like nonprofit idea, it's good, it's awesome, but money, it's something what you need to move forward. Thank you.
I believe that I can.
Yeah, Lisa, please.
I believe that I can answer this question. So our fundraising strategy is, first of all, applying for grants. There are plenty of organizations that that can provide teenage initiatives and young people initiatives with grants. Examples of them are Erasmus Plus, funds for NGOs, and East Europe Foundation. We had these on our slides. This is going to be one of our fundraising strategies to make sure that we don't actually have to take payment from our participants, our users, but from grants. It's going to be one of the strategies. But we're also planning to use crowdfunding as a strategy, open up something like a Patreon or GoFundMe or Buy Me a Coffee, also a very popular platform when it comes to crowdfunding. So that if people are interested, they could donate to our project, and of course, we will appreciate every single donation.
Okay, and thank you, Lisa. I would like to add as well. At the same time, we will apply for grants. We will seek partnerships with different organizations that support well-being. I can mention program Project Mrіяти. The CEO of this project, Христина Сагановська. I've already had a partnership with her in my other project, so I can say that she's really helpful when it comes to mental well-being of teenagers, especially of the situation in Ukraine, especially of the war. So I think that it is the first very realistic step to make forward the fundraising. And also, yeah, we wanted to do that because in Iraqo must be focused on impact, not profit. So fundraising is important, and our project Mrіяти is the first step forward it.
Thank you so much for your answer.
Thank you.
And I can see that Lorraine also has a question.
Hi, it's great to hear from you guys, and I think this is a really important topic that you guys are talking about. It was a really great presentation that you did. I think just to, in case you didn't hear it, just to let you know, my background is in license. I have a license in mental health counseling. So I'm kind of coming from a mental health perspective. I think it's great that you guys are making it accessible for everybody. So the money coming from grants and it coming from crowdfunding, that's great. It makes it accessible. It makes it so a lot of people who are never able to get supports do actually end up getting supports, which is so important. So I have three kind of like main questions for you guys. I'll ask them kind of one by one so you get a chance to answer. My first one is, to what extent are each of your events going to be run by your volunteers or your inner echo team versus the professionals? So maybe like who's making the materials or who's even running the group itself when the discussion or the like a group therapy session is in session.
I believe that I can answer this question. So as we've already had 3 events, we kind of already have an idea of what our future events should look like. So the idea of the topic that our event will be about, our workshop will be about, is made by us. And the presentation with all the visuals is also made by us. The speakers are the ones who validate the presentation, add more information to that, or remove some information in case it's not accurate or not needed. We also talk about talk with the experts on the information. And later in the workshop itself, the expert is the main speaker. He's the one who is talking, who is presenting the presentation, and he's also the one who is answering the questions during a Q&A sessions. And we are coordinating, we are responsible for the technical stuff, we are responsible for introducing ourselves and the psychologist, and for dividing participants into breakout rooms for activities.
Okay. That sounds great. I would, I guess as a suggestion, just because you guys are running a mental health platform here, very likely, and maybe you guys have already done this, just let me know, but I think everybody on your team would need to have a basic mental health training and kind of first responder training. So being able to respond to something that happens very suddenly. So someone expressing safety concerns, anything like that would have to be immediately addressed and then passed off, of course, to the professional as needed. But I think that's a great idea. I think that sounds like that would work out well. It's just more like having a safety blanket, basically. Okay, so that sounds good. My second question is, for the attendees of the group, are they any attendees that can come from the internet? Are the attendees generally vetted before they join the groups, or would anybody be able to join?
By groups, do you mean Telegram channels? Yes.
So either Telegram channels or the live events, in-person events that you guys are running.
So for live events, you have to be registered. And if you're registered, you'll be sent the link, but the link is also in the group chat. For now, we have made our channel public. Okay. But at the same time, we believe that safety concerns are a real thing, and I think Anastasia can tell more about it.
Actually, we have a Telegram channel, but not everyone can join here. So, for example, if you register to the our one of the workshops events, you can get the link from the forum. So, first of all, if I want to register for interactive workshop, what I do is that I see the announcement in the Instagram or some platforms that we mentioned in our presentation, which are connected to youth initiatives and different things which youth like, and there are like different channels for it. So we promote it there, and people simply see what it is about, whether it will be there a psychologist or it will be like a social worker. So they can still ask us for help, for example, from psychologists, because we have a community of psychologists which help us to really create something meaningful and like checked. And here, like people then register and they have this link for our group, and only then they join. So mostly those are people from our social media and those who are registered. So that's not like people who like any age and so on. They just like go if they want to join the workshop, then they will come to our community in Telegram where we build like stronger bonds, because here we can not only announce further events, but also really have the discussion which build this close community. So I guess we answered your question.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, the closed community, that sounds like a interesting way to address it. I think it's a good way of essentially figuring out who's actually in your group, because I think when they're having activities, when they're working closely together, we don't really know what the attendees might be talking about, what they might bring up, what they might bring to the group, whether that feels safe for somebody else. Those are all dynamics that we as therapists have to concern ourselves with when we run group therapy sessions, for example. So I think definitely this is more of a, I think it's got its ups and downs, and definitely just more something you guys should just want to make sure you think about. So one last kind of comment and question here. When as a therapist myself, I do run sessions either individually or with group, online and offline. Especially during COVID as well, everything ended up being online. So as a therapist myself, I'm very, very careful when I have to work with clients online, because the lack of physically being there and being sometimes even being in the same country can result in pretty serious safety concerns. For example, how would you respond if one of your participants disclosed a safety concern, like thoughts of self-harm or abuse or imminent danger? And then what if they sign off right after they said this, or they refuse to connect with you afterwards? What is your safety protocol in this situation?
I think I can answer to that because I'm from the research team. So during our workshop events, we actually did talk about like what if a participant like says that they are in a crisis state, like what are we supposed to do? So during our workshops, we actually had a psychologist. So if a participant discloses a crisis state, we would connect this person to our psychologist, like in a separate breakout room. But thinking about your other questions, if the participant doesn't want to connect, we actually haven't thought about it, and I think it's a good thing to consider. We will definitely talk about it and consult a psychologist on this scenario.
I think that's a good idea. I think, by the way, I know I'm asking a difficult question, and I love the way that you're responding to it. I think this has such upsides to it, and if you guys are able to deal with those legal concerns or even like those safety concerns in some way, as long as there is a guardrail built in, it makes it so it opens up a lot more possibility for you guys. So great presentation, guys. Thanks for answering all my questions.
Thank you, Lorraine, for your input. And we are out of timing, but I know that Jay was waiting to ask questions, so I hope this question will be very short. Jay, microphone is yours.
Thank you so much. Yes, my question will be short and it's only one question. First of all, thank you, girls, for the presentation. I think mental health is something really important these days, and it's really great to see you guys working on this project. So my question today is that you're running a content website, events, all of that. But how will you measure whether all of this actually improves mental health rather than just people engaging or attending events?
I think I can also answer to that question. I think one of the best ways for us to measure our impact is by reviews and comments, because that way we know that those are real people responding and they're sharing their experience. Also, during our workshop, we have a lot of interactivity so people can share their stories. We also focus a lot on internationality. I think that's like one of the biggest best aspects of our project. And what it basically allows is that people from different backgrounds, different cultures can share how they view mental health, how mental health is viewed in their country, what their experience is. And it opens up a lot of possibilities for basically everybody because it allows us to learn about different people. And we know that mental health is a very big topic and it's not something that can be changed in a day. But I think seeing people's reviews, them sharing their experience, their comments, it's a very good way for us to see that we are impacting the world.
And also, I want to add, we have the feedback forms after each workshop, whether it is offline or online. So that's how we track our impact, whether it was like good or can we do something else, like to better the experience of future participants. Also, we have like the main survey, which we mentioned, and it helped us really a lot in the way, like how we can really expand our project, what tools we need to use there. For example, workshops is something which works the best, and activities in there is like something that participants really appreciate, and we noticed that. And by analyzing that, we create like a nice product, and we all the time try to better this with the feedback, which we really consistently get. So that's why. And also in the future, we are planning to create some more surveys, which will show us, for example, in a month, like then in a code like 3 months, or for example, something like that. We will have again the big survey, and we will spread it like through our audience and show and like see what actually impact like Echo had during those 3 months, because right now it's only like 2 months, and we will see it as well. So I think feedback here is very important, and as we also like working more for international community, it's very important to track all these things. So we're not just like doing something, but we are seeing this impact. And for example, if it is money, like which we go and use from grants, is very essential. So our future partners also see that we are responsible in this space. So we thought about that, and we have a plan of what we can do in the future. And yeah, thank you for this.
Thank you, Anastasia. Thank you once again. Kudos for team number 1. You did amazingly. So now it was impressive start, and I want to give to team number 2 the stage. Now it's all yours.
Margot, stop scrolling. It's a presentation time. You see, guys, even our team sometimes struggling with dumb scrolling.
Well, why do we spend too much time on social media even we know it's bad for us? Why it's too hard to stop after just 5 minutes? Because it's designed to be addictive. And here we are to change it. Control your scroll less, live more. Here you can see on the next slide Anna. She's unconsciously influenced by social media, which leads to procrastination, comparison with others, and difficulty staying present in real life. It impairs her critical thinking, reduces attention span, and affects her sleep.
You know, it's not only Anne who faces these problems. Many young people feel the same too. So we decided to check this through a survey. Overall, we asked 50 people. Most of our participants are teenagers, aged 14-16, with some older groups too. 92% are from Ukraine, but we have our participants from other countries as well. What we found is that many teenagers get distracted by social media, often lose track of time, and feel that it affects how they see the world. At the same time, 80% want practical tools, and more than half want educational sessions. So there is a clear need for support. This shows that the problem is real, but young people are ready to change, and that's where our project comes in.
What would we call social media if it were a person? Probably a toxic friend. And we are here to fix that relationship and help young people aged from 14 to 24. Firstly, we have an educational Instagram page and a podcast called Feed the Truth to raise awareness about conscious social media use. Additionally, we provide a magazine, online workshops, and in the future, a structured course with practical tools. Finally, we organize offline events to encourage real-life communication.
This is our Instagram page and main space at the moment. Here we post posts about scrolling, how to get rid of it, announcements and reports of our offline and online events, memes, and interesting and funny reels also on the topic of scrolling. Also, in just a month of running the page, we have had good success and reach. More than 200 subscribers, 43,000 views, many likes, and active readers.
Also, as a part of our project, we want to create something that doesn't just inform people, but actually connects with them. And that's how our podcast, Feed the Truth, was created. By less than a week, only an idea in our head. But later, we received a big feedback of almost 65 plays on our 2 episodes. We chose this format because it's simple and convenient. You can listen to our podcast even if you're offline. In the future, we're planning to invite speakers and experts to bring even more perspectives. So, dear judges, if your head starts hurting from all the presentations today, don't worry, we've got you covered. Just listen to Feed the Truth.
Here we are with our magazine. Today, traditional formats like printed books and even magazines in shops are becoming less popular, especially among teenagers. Most people now get information online, quickly and visually. Because of this, many important topics are often lost in fast content and, of course, scrolling. And that's why our project decided to use a different approach, creating a magazine that can actually attract young people in schools, present important ideas in an engaging way, and later be developed and promoted further in different regions of Ukraine. The idea of my magazine came from the fact that teenagers spend too much time on social media, scrolling on their phones without even noticing it. In the magazine, we explain how it affects mental health, concentration, and even sleep.
As you can see from the slides, we have successfully hosted offline events in several Ukrainian cities. So we had events in Kharkiv, Ivano-Frankivsk, and Dnipro. And we also organized online events with our beautiful speaker, Diana, and she joined us from London. I'm also happy to share our offline event experience, as in Kharkiv, we organized our first event together with Daria. So just a few months ago, I wouldn't have imagined myself doing this, but thanks to the FEM program, its courses and offline events, I gained practical insights and confidence that helped me step on stage. But this experience was not only meaningful for me, but also created a supportive and inspiring atmosphere for everyone involved. So, dear jurors, please check participants' feedback through the QR code.
The event in Ivano-Frankivsk held the same structure as in Kharkiv. Together with Sofia, we created a calm and supportive space where participants could step away from social media, express themselves through creative activities like college making and open discussions, and reconnect with themselves. As a result, participants gained a deeper understanding on their digital habits and left with practical tools to use social media more consciously.
And also, our team managed an event in Dnipro. We helped our participants to improve their focus and time management.
For now, we have organized 3 online events, 2 of which featured our speaker Diana. First one was a Zoom meeting where the topic was influencers, are we choosing them or has the choice already been made for us? Where we discussed ideas about how influencers affect our decisions and perceptions. Second one was a live stream on Instagram. Its topic was how to be on social media and not get overwhelmed and not lose control of yourself. Where we explored practical ways to stay mindful, keep personal boundaries, and not get overwhelmed by social media. At our English speaking club, social media, friend or enemy, we created a safe space for students to came together and share experiences while practicing English. Overall, our events were very engaging and gave us a lot of valuable insights, and our event collected 150 participants.
So, we also started developing a course which combines both online and offline experiences. The first part is an online 3-week program where 100 teenagers will explore the connection between their real lives and the impact social media has on them. The most active participants receive journals, and the top 20 participants are invited to join an offline part organized by our team in one of Ukrainian cities. During this offline part, they will meet a blogger, work in teams on real-time tasks and reconnect with themselves through their physical activities that help them step away from the digital world. It's practical and creates an actual experience, not just a content.
Do you remember our girl Anne? So she went through the whole journey with us. So through our content, events, and course, she replaced endless scrolling with our podcast and reading our journal and started choosing real life over her screen. So she stopped comparing herself to others, connected with people offline, and began to believe in her own ideas. So now she's motivated to create, not just consume, and her story shows how our project can change the mindset of like many other teenagers like her.
Even at this early stage, the response already shows that this topic matters. We have reached over 42,000 views on Instagram and built a community of more than 200 followers. Beyond online content, we have also organized 6 events and engaged more than 190 participants, both online and offline. As you can see, we were pretty busy this month. But for us, these numbers mean much more than just statistics. They show that people are willing to open up, think, and reflect. And even if just one person starts seeing their feed differently, it means that what we're doing actually matters. Here you can see our Instagram results, reaching new audience and driving strong engagement. Most of our views come organically from non-followers.
To bring this vision to life, we structured our budget to prioritize engagement and community building. Rather than just looking at costs, we view these figures as a roadmap for scaling our impact. Our final strategy focuses on free call pilots, amplifying our voices by partnering with the key influencers to reach the right audience, creating tangible connections through high-quality offline experiences and workshops, building brand identity by investing in professional visual materials. A total of $3,000 with this budget is optimized to ensure that every dollar directly contributes to a student outreach and the long-term sustainability.
Imagine a generation that doesn't just scroll but understands what they see. That's the value we create: media literacy, critical thinking, and healthier digital habits. We keep the project growing through grants, school partnerships, and support from organizations. And to reach young people, we go where they already are: Instagram, Reels, and real collaborations with schools and youth communities. So it's not just a project, it's a movement for smarter digital lives. We have already built a strong partnership network supporting our growth. Our venue partners are Hub Litera, NGO Stan, and Dnipro Youth Center, providing spaces and offline opportunities. Media partners help expand our reach, while collaborations with creators and organizations like Diana Genaeva, Girl Empower, and Speaking Club Star connect us directly with our audience. These partnerships prove our project is trusted, supported, and actively integrated into the community.
On this slide, you can see who had what role. Thanks to the good distribution of roles, we practically did not face any problems. Of course, we had some worries at the beginning, but our teamwork and hard work overcame everything.
So, our project is about changing how a generation sees itself. Right now, young people are losing their time, confidence, and focus to their endless scrolling. But it doesn't have to be like this. Control Your Scroll gives them back control. We believe you can see how inspired and driven we are as a team. And we hope you consider us as winners, because we believe you already are. Because we are creating a real impact and it's real movement in digital world. So scroll less, live more, and see you very soon. Thank you for your attention.
Thank you, ladies. Phenomenal presentation. And again, I'm not a teenager girl myself, unfortunately, not anymore, but I really need it as well. So let's check if we have questions from the jury. If you want to ask them, just raise your hand. I wanted to ask a question from myself. So some of you already mentioned that you had some challenges, but teamwork overcome. What was your biggest challenge while doing this project?
So we can't say that we struggled with challenges because we were preventing them. First of all, we started from dealing the roles, and as we had roles that were convenient for everyone, we know what we are responsible for, and everyone was doing what they need to do, and that's why we had didn't have some troubles. That's all, because we did it before the project.
Cool. Like preparation before doing it. Amazing. And there's a question from Katerina.
Yes, thank you, girls, for the presentation. The topic is great because I think that's not only the teenager affected by scrolling, but the adults as well. Yeah, me as well. So I think the topic is really actual. I have some comments and also the questions. So first question is about you mentioned your 3-week online course that you are going to launch in the future. So I just want to understand what it will consist of and who will be the expert who will help you to do this course. Because when we talk because I understand that before that was like the offline event that you will conduct on your own, and some online event which you were invite the experts who were making some kind of workshop. But what will be inside the 3-week online course, and who will be the expert? Who will make this the structure of the course? So because I think that it's impossible to do right now for you just on your own. So you need someone who will guide you how to structure it and what content to give. Because when you tell about some product which can affect the other teenagers, you have an expertise.
Yeah, thank you for your question. We expected that because we didn't have lots of time to tell about it more during the presentation. So first of all, our team has previous experience in making courses. So our course will have the first of all theoretical meetings. After that, practical meetings where teenagers will be working in team. Also, we expect interactive games and things where teenagers will be involved to the process. We are as a team going to create the structure that it's gonna to be 3 meetings per week for 3 weeks, a lot of 3. And after that, we will choose the topics. For example, how not to be overwhelmed by social media, and other things. After that, we're going to invite speakers who are professionalists in the particular theme. For example, we can invite the director from the Future. It's a Ukrainian organization who's talking about media literacy. She can share her experiences and thought on different topics. Just because we're on development stage, we're choosing and making searches on what topics are the most needed for teenagers right now. But the main structure we're going to do by ourselves, but also to check it and ask for help our mentor, for example, she says us what's to do the best, but we are not going to run our meetings by ourselves because we're not professionalists, we're not bloggers and PhD in media, so we're going to invite people who know these topics well. It's going to be like in 3 weeks, and we also have a really good structure for our offline meeting. It's going to be 1 day offline meeting in one of Ukrainian cities, and it's going to be for 3 parts. First parts, it will be the invitation of the blogger for she to share her experiences, how social media faced, which problems she faced on social media. After that, we're going to have lunch and practical meeting where we're going to work in teams and, for example, to make healthy scroll strategy or journals and other things which will help to understand that scrolling is not good, but we can prevent it. And after that, we're going to have physical exercises for everyone to keep in touch with their body, because this thing we've got from our mentor, from our speaker Diana, on our online meetings, which we've done already, and we understand that keep in touch with body is really important. So we didn't saw the meetings like that previously in Ukraine, so it's going to be the first event like that, and it's also unique. And the last thing I want to say that we're going to also saying that using less phone during the day. We will be using phones only for making content and not more. So I hope you answered your question. And
Yes,
if
thank
you have
you.
more, yeah.
Thank you very much. Now I have just a kind of advice maybe but you already mentioned it that you're also planning to have some offline events, because I think that's a very important part, because when you want to explain the teens that they have to spend less time scrolling, you have to bring them to the offline interesting stuff, to give them the alternative. And in this direction, I think that the sport activities is a great thing you have looking more, because if you will organize some really fun sport activities, maybe in collaboration with some sport organization in your cities or region, that will be great alternative for scrolling. So I think that we have to give teenagers some really fun alternative, or maybe that can be some sport activity, or maybe that can be some quest activity, something fun which they can do on the open air, for example. And another thing which is important, I understand that the whole activities is mainly made in Ukraine, because you are girls locally there, which is great. And as I understand for now, that's just 3 cities where you live and where you can do such activities offline, right? Do you have the plans to expand it to other cities, and how do you think you can do this?
Yeah, thank you for your question again, and thank you for your advices. It's really helpful. We've talked with girls that we want to, go to other cities together with team to gather people in other cities. For example, there is no one from us living in Lviv, but we can gather together and come to Lviv and run some events in Lviv. For example, also besides physical activities, it can be finding more about the cities people live and other things. So we're planning to expand
Cultural
and
things
go
can
in,
be as well, yes. And the little kind of advice on this matter as well, because you cannot go to all the cities on your own. So better maybe to looking for the ambassadors, the girls like you in the other cities who can just join you as your ambassador in Lviv or in other cities, which is easier but working model. Thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you too.
Thank you for the question. And I can see that Jay, you had a question.
Yes. Thank you, girls, for this project and presentation. I think it's really important as well because, as Katerina said, we can get carried away with scrolling these days, especially adults as well. I actually received a magazine from you guys, so got it here, which is great. And I think this is one way you can step out of the screen as well and just read the magazine and not look at your screen. So thank you for that. And my question is a follow-up question from Katerina's. And I wanted to ask what would happen after the 3-week course that you were talking about? What would happen after it ends? Like, how do you prevent participants from falling back into unhealthy habits and scrolling again on their screens?
Yeah, thank you for your question. First of all, we will choose from these participants. You know, it's like bonus system that the teenagers who will show their interest and will be involved, they will receive journals, which you already have. And I think it's really motivates because I would like to have this one after maybe some courses. And the 20 top participants, we will invite to this offline meeting because we plan this meeting in different city and we want to gather a whole team and it's going to be like lots of more than 30 people and we like need money for that, so 20 people is enough and we will gain these people to this offline project and after that they will already understand this how understand that scrolling impact their lives, but it's about KPIs again, and we're creating the community which connects after the course, and we already have like people who participated in our meetings, and girls said that we had feedback that our meetings helped girls to not even girls helped participants to understand scrolling, and we get that gathering lots of different events helps with concentration because you need to sit behind your behind your laptop for an hour, not just scrolling 1 million TikToks, and it's affects the concentration. So we're not wants to force teenagers to not to scroll. We want just to use things which they are using to help them understand how to deal with these troubles. Did I answer your question?
Yes, thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you too.
Maria,
and just a concise word, just we're going to also, we believe that discussions is a good way to kind of engage everybody and remind everybody about the importance of having healthy digital habits. So even after our offline event, we're going to host English speaking clubs. That's my responsibility. Some discussions to keep engaged in the community and still remember this problem.
Perfect. Thank you for elaborating on the question. And we have last question from Youngest because of the timing. So Youngest, the floor is.
I want to congratulate you as well. I mean, it's a great initiative just to understand the issue and try to inform others. I think it's definitely worth commenting. I mean, what I would say is following up from the other jury members is that you need to focus on a kind of a positive message. It's not about policing, but it's more about exploring what else you can do other than scrolling. I mean, it's kind of scrolling. It's an addiction, of course, and it's a big thing for many teenagers around the world. As you know, many governments are trying to control social media, set some limits. I mean, Cyprus has been discussed in the last few days for not allowing social media below 15. But it's not only about accessing social media, it's about the right use of social media to enhance your lives and not miss out all the physical activities. And I think that's where you can play a role in enriching their experiences through showing them other opportunities. I mean, I'm a millennial. I grew up without a phone and without social media, but of course now I spend a lot of time on social media. So we kind of saw both sides of the world. You are lucky or not, you've seen one side of the world, which is technology at your fingertips from day one. So I think this is kind of coming from teenagers and not grown-ups, so adults. I think it's something that you can talk their language and show them that there are other sides of life that maybe they haven't explored.
Thank you for your comment. I would like to add that, like, while working on this project, we realized that social media is not just a problem, like, it's a tool. And that's why we all gathered today on this summit as well. So we, like, instead of telling people to quit, we want them to know that they just need to use it with sense of measure and consciousness. So we just want to show them the real, like, benefits, a lot of benefits like social media offers them. Thank you.
Thank you so much, ladies. Once again, amazing teamwork, amazing presentation. And let's move to our team number 3. We're all waiting for your presentation.
Could try for the first time. Today's at court horse tournaments, not trash. Look at this difference. We did it together. They say, if you want to go fast, go alone. But if you want to go far, go together. And standing on that court, I realized going far is no longer a choice, it's a necessity. Today, there are 1.8 billion young people on this planet, a half of them already affected by environmental crises, and 72% are actually concerned about it. A huge potential, right? But why aren't they acting? Our survey found out that the interest is there, but the direction is missing. 41% of young people say they lack accessible opportunities and feel disconnected from their communities. But who are we helping? Meet Alex. She is an eco-conscious student who wants to be part of the solution, but she faces 2 giant walls. First, confusion. Second, isolation. So how do we unlock the potential of millions like Alex? Our data shows that 60% need local support, 53% demand clear step-by-step guidance, and 50% want their impact to be recognized. Hands and Hearts is built to check every single one of these boxes. We are the bridge between global problems and local action. Our solution is Itoloka, an ancient Ukrainian tradition of collective help. We focus on restoration, rebuilding, and heritage, but our secret ingredient is celebration. We don't just work, we end every event with music, food, and joy. We are uniting communities and saving our planet.
So, we have talked about the problem, but what have we actually done to solve it? Hands and Hearts is not just an idea, it is already in action. In a short time and with limited resources, we built a real ecosystem. So, this is no longer a concept, it already works. One of the key elements we built is our website. This is the central hub where everything connects. On the platform, users can join initiatives or create their own actions into locus. They can explore events, access educational materials, and connect to our community. But the most important thing is, it is not just information, it is a tool for real action. But no movement exists without people, right? That's why we focused on building a strong digital community. On Discord, we created a space where young people connect, support each other, and grow into changemakers. On Instagram and YouTube, we raise awareness through storytelling and content that inspires actions. Because awareness is the first step, but community turns it into an impact. We have also validated our idea with experts. As one expert said, surround yourself with people as crazy as you are. Another key insight was the biggest obstacle is not lack of interest, but lack of direction and confidence. This confirmed our direction. Hands and Hearts is built to give young people structure, support, and confidence to act and turn ideas into action. We also went beyond theory. We organized a webinar with an international environmental activist, and we didn't just talk about problems. We talked about real processes, how projects are built, how teams work, and how real change actually happens behind the scenes. Because change is not abstract, it is structured, practical, and most importantly, it is possible. But the most powerful part was action. We organized real talks in school and communities, with around 50 participants in our school alone. And it wasn't just about cleaning. People became more aware, their mindset and behavior changed. So, this showed us one thing: even small actions can create real transformation. Now, let's talk about growth. Even the best idea only works if people know about it, right? So, our strategy is simple: go where young people already are and turn attention into action. Our main audience is youth age 14-18. It's a guidance seekers who want to act but need direction. Our secondary audience includes parents, schools, youth organizations, and community leaders. That's why we use key platforms: Instagram, YouTube, Discord, and most importantly, website. We have already secured partnerships with environmental experts from Morocco and Ukraine, and we are planning to collaborate with major global players like WWF and Enactus. That's why our strategy is not just visibility, it turns awareness into action. There are many initiatives in this field, but what makes Hands and Hearts different is its focus and structure. We focus on young people aged 14-18. It is a group that often overlooked. We don't just offer participation, we allow creation. And we combine two worlds: a digital platform and a real community. It is a full ecosystem where young people can learn, connect, and act in one place. At the beginning, we realized likes don't clean parks, so we shifted from passive content to real action, building an ecosystem where people don't just watch but participate. As a result, we reached strong engagement, and today, over 80% of users are ready to take action. This proves one thing: we are turning awareness into real impact.
Now the numbers. Our total annual budget is 4,960. This will go for digital infrastructure, operations and field events, and eco-merge test batch. However, we don't need all of it from grants. We've mastered the art of strategic partnerships. Using Google Ad grants for marketing, Nova Poshta for free logistics of our gear, and local barters for our celebration. This brings our actual funding gap down to just $1,500. Our goal is to scale, not just survive. We are shifting from donations to a self-sustaining model built on four pillars: tech grants, project funding, strategic partnerships, and social entrepreneurship. On the right, you can see our future merge. Every item sold will directly fund a Toloka kit for a new local leader. But we are not stopping here. We are building a global ecosystem that includes Global Eco Summit, bringing leaders together to co-create solutions, physical spaces for our digital community to meet and store gear, gamified app to turn volunteering into an engaging game for our student audience, a 24/7 assistant guiding leaders through every step of Etoloka, and our own mini factories to turn waste into new products. While we leverage free tools where possible, this budget ensures the quality and scale needed to change the world. Now, let's follow our timeline of growth. In April, we built the foundation. We are registering our NGO and launching our TikTok strategy. In May and June, we scaled by crowdfunding and establishing more partnerships. This summer, we go global. We aim for a milestone of 300 members, pilot our first international Tolokas, and open merge pre-orders. By autumn, we focus on sustainability. We launch our Eco Leader online course and a premium toolkit for professional organizers. And by 2027, we dream big. Our goal is 1,000 members, 5 regional chapters, and an annual summit. We are building the environmental leadership of tomorrow.
Behind this project is not just an idea, but a team, a group of people with one shared goal: real impact. Each of us took responsibility, from development to communication to organization. And what made us strong was not only skills, it was shared vision. However, one situation tested us deeply. A plan to Laka could not happen due to safety restrictions. But we didn't stop. We adapted and organized smaller cleanups in different areas, and other members continued to lead community actions. And this showed us something powerful. Even when plans change, action does not stop. This project changed how we think. We learned that small actions matter. Progress is more important than perfection, and communities are the core of the real change. Because change always starts locally, but it never stays local. So, what's Hands and Hearts? It is not just a project, it is a platform, a community, and a starting point. Because many young people say that they want to help but don't know how, and we are here to change that. We don't just give ideas, we give the chance to act. If you want to join us, learn more, or become part of the movement, everything starts here. Because change doesn't start later, it starts now. And now, please share how many leaves you found. You can be the one who gets our first merch. Thank you so much for your attention. We are happy to answer your questions.
Thank you so much for beautiful presentation. I can see that in our chat, there's already people like trying to guess how many leaves they saw. Lorraine saw 5. If you're watching us on YouTube, also don't hesitate to write comments there. Maybe we have questions from the jury. Katerina, you have a question.
I always have a question. Thank you, girls, for that nice presentation. The project is very good. I like it very much. And I'm really happy that we have this eco initiative among our projects, which is a very important topic, I think. I have some just the comments and a little bit of the questions. I think the main question and what I don't understand from your presentation is your geography. So are you pretend to be an international project and empower young people to be more eco-friendly all around the world, or just strictly local Ukrainian, or it's just localized in some Ukrainian city? Can you explain this?
Yes, of course. So our main goal is to attract all the people from around the world because ecological issues are affecting each one of us in every side of the planet. But we started from local areas in Ukraine. But in the future, we are planning to organize talks around the world to make people around the globe be aware of that problems and help them with step-by-step guides to organize their own talks, help them throughout the whole process, and help them join our own initiatives in the local regions. So yeah, thank you so much for the question.
Yeah, thank you. And just a comment from my side, because I think that's the quite difficult project, because you really want to empower people to come outside and to do some actions, which is usually hard. And in my opinion, you cannot do this just by giving them instruction in social media or just giving them some kind of content. And I think that this project have a great potential, but if you will, for now, for short term, let's say, yes, you will localize it as a Ukrainian project or as the regional project, because that's the smaller community. And if you will empower them to do that thing, then you can scale it to other regions and then to other countries. So my advice is to start locally. That's very important. And I think the key thing here, that's the offline events. By the way, I like very much the concept of Toloka. I like how you mix the cultural thing with the ecology. That's fantastic idea. And I check your Instagram already, and I saw how you explain about Taloka and what it means. That's very interesting. I believe that the main thing you have to focus on, that's the organizing of as much talakas as you can, especially now when the summers came. You can do this in your cities, find maybe your ambassador in some other regions, because that's important to show people the real action that you do this, yes, and how much, and show them the fact that how much coverage you collect during the Toloka, how many trees you plant during the Toloka, and such things. I think that's the most working stuff that you can do. And also my comment about the branding merch, which is a great idea, and that's the beautiful idea, but my advice is not to push that very much for now, because I think that's the expensive thing, and I'm not really sure it will help the project a lot. Even if you are going to sell it and like fundraise the money, I don't think it will work until the people do, because for now the communities don't know you. You have to bank them to believe that you're doing some really good actions, and just after that propose them to buy the merchandise from you. That's in my opinion. And for now I would focus on the offline events and to do it as much as I can.
Thank you so much for your suggestion. It is really helpful.
Amazing presentation. Okay, one more question from jury. Denise, your last question.
It's more not about questions, more about like maybe some piece of advice. Like I think you should consider some gamification, like social points, gamification, and something like Pokemon Go, only with good, healthy behavior in this direction. So I think it can be useful for you and for your community, and you can grow this like worldwide, because like gamification is good mechanics and can improve engagement people to help and share this. Yeah, thank you.
Yes, thank you.
Great insight. Yeah, really
You're
great
welcome.
insight. So I hope girls will implement it. And I just wanted to tell that we're not wrapping up fully. It's only halfway. And I want us to take a deep breath. I know for girls it was like overwhelming and they were worrying. You did amazingly. So while Jory takes some notes, let's talk about the incredible ecosystem that's supporting these girls. Because without beautiful partners and without the ecosystem, we wouldn't be here today. So we have two amazing partners this year: SIM Cyprus Business School and Steel Rose. They don't just support us; they believe in the learning by doing philosophy. So virtual applause to them. And now we have a very special highlights for you. Please welcome to our virtual stage, Nadia Belarus.
So I will confuse. Actually, those thoughts are actually, aligned with everything that we've been talking through this morning, and with everything that both juries and organizers and the girls have talked through. So let me share why do I think that sharing experience and sharing the knowledge is also the important piece of the leadership that we are all talking about. So why is it important to me? I've been working in international companies. At the moment, I work in the Lego Group. As I am a lawyer, I'm an international lawyer, and I've been in international legal jobs for about 20 plus years. I currently work with the Lego Group based in Prague in their regional office, responsible for 103 markets across Central Eastern Europe, Middle East, and Africa, dealing with compliance, risk management, risk assessment, and legal matters. Before that, I worked in tobacco company in Ukraine, being responsible for 17 markets out of Ukraine, being responsible also for government affairs and external affairs and security. But more than that, I've done a few studies in London School of Economics in SAD. At the moment, I'm in business program of IMD. And by the way, I'm part of the business project. And by doing that business project, I'm talking to other companies. We're talking to 15 other companies, trying to see how other companies are doing what we at the Lego Group are doing. So we always benchmark also our knowledge comparing to what is their interest in the role that we could be missing out without asking the questions. But apart from that, I've also participated in a number of programs, and I've been on a few scholarships and fellowships with the German Marshall Fund or Aspen or Santander program for senior women leaders in London School of Economics. And it all started with Flex, and I know some of you know what that program is about. That program started in 1994 when Ukraine just received its independence, and it was one of the first programs where Ukrainian students could go to the United States for a year of study and then return back home. So I was one of the first of those students. When I was 16, I left home and went to the United States to study, and a year back I returned back and went to study international law. Good. So why are we talking about leadership? And actually, I will talk very briefly why that is also important, because first, in all of your presentations, you were proving the fact that leadership is taken, not given. And that is something that we are not tasked to be leaders. We are not, appointed to be leaders. Leadership is not coming with a post, with a position, or with a nice title on your business card. Leadership is actually what we think leadership is. This is here and today. This is within your peer group. This is within your friends group. This is within our, sphere of influence, whoever and whatever that sphere of influence is. A big multinational company, a small group of people that, that you're influencing your thoughts and sharing your thoughts with, or yourself, by the way. Self-leadership is very important. But I think in today's world, the world of constant change, one of the great skills that we strive as leaders is actually being adaptable and being able to adapt to the change, embrace the change, and champion the change. And that is very difficult to do. That is, I think, we sometimes underestimate how tough it could be to move on from one target to another, to move from one change to another. But that is something that we are learning via experience, talking to other smart people around us, putting ourselves in the other circles of influence, but also spreading, the what we know in exchange for gaining new knowledge. Why is that is important? I always follow the World Economic Forum in Davos for a number of years. I was representing the Ukrainian business in Davos. Now I'm representing international business in Davos, and they keep talking about these skills for leadership and what does it mean and why it's important. And they were talking about the global perspective, collaboration, communication, commitment to social justice, and long-term planning as the skills important for the leadership. But guess what? These are the same skills that are important in times of crisis. And today, I think, Ukraine is rewriting the global history, the global architecture of geopolitics. And we also, we are, many millions of Ukrainians, and each of us has the life scenario that could be a Netflix series scenarios tomorrow. And I always say to my foreign colleagues when I have an ability to talk that, we are, each of our days is actually adding up to that scenario of life that none of the directors or editors could come with the ideas. Today, it's our life on how we thrive, develop, learn, and move on. So growth as a principle is my personal inspiration. And I would like to share why that learning keeps me inspiring. And by the way, part of the learning is why I'm here with you today, because this is the flow of the energy between your ideas that fuel me in, and my sharing what I have been learning through that will fuel you for the future ideas maybe. So my personal inspiration is always to grow, which means that I am building up the knowledge, but the knowledge is useless when you only build this up, brick by brick, and you do not share it. So actually having the knowledge and then ability to spray it with passion drives this energy and stimulation of mind and thought-provoking exercise that given and enriching one of another. That is why I'm constantly asked questions. I'm building this international career. I've lived in 8 countries. I live in my 8th country now. 5 of them I lived over the last 3.5 years. And why by working, I have a family, I have 2 kids, and why by working and having a family, you still need to go for study? What is it that you don't know kind of yet? Well, there are a lot of people, a lot of people that give me that inspiration why I need to move on. And there are lots of things that the more I know, the more I understand that I don't know. And I think that is a very inspiring thing to me to try and apply. And I apply just, as I know you will be applying our participants will be applying to the universities or to colleges or wherever you will decide to go. You will write your personal statements. And I'm applying to the scholarships and fellowship programs, and I'm putting my personal statement and my study proposals and my project proposals, because I know that by putting myself in some new zone, I don't like the wording of the, out of the comfort zone, because I think that all of Ukrainians today are out of their comfort zone, so it's not relevant to us. But putting ourselves in the new zones of study, new zones of research and learning is something that I'm looking for. That's one. And the second is people. It's always about people. It's always about enlarging the network. And it's always about testing your potential, because if I don't try, I don't know what I'm capable of. So that is that is what's driving me. That's also part of the fuel that I use to charge myself with. We're all being charged by different things. We do meditation or running or reading or rowing. For me, it's a study. For me now, that is something that I love to do. And I love to be felt as a student in the same time. I speak a lot in different types of gatherings and forums, but feeling as a student an ability to learn from those who've been, in different parts of the world dealing with different types and issues. I find it admiring, and I find it very inspiring. And I wanted to share with you, I'll share the presentation, and I'm sure that could be then forwarded to you all. But I have this one of the most inspiring speeches to me, and I know lots of famous people have done the address to the universities, at the graduations, what the young people graduating from universities should do. Lots of people have done it, Mark Zuckerberg, Steve Jobs, etc. But I found the best working for me is the speech done by the Australian comedian. His name is Tim Minchin, and you will find him in the YouTube, and he says about 9 life lessons. And there are lots of things in that for me. But one thing I want to, specifically mention is you don't necessarily have to have a huge dream, which seems so far away and so unachievable. But it's okay to have micro dreams, because by pursuing micro dreams, something big could be just at the blink of your eye. So he's not saying don't pursue a big dream, but he says it's okay to have both, to be able to dream of something big, but to actually focus on micro dreams here and now that could lead us to this bigger self. And one of the things I want to actually finalize, because I think I'm almost out of time, is inspiration. I loved 2 things. I think expression is the safest way to fight depression. That is, to me, something I learned recently as a workable solution. But also personalia. The lady in the pink jacket, her name is Lina Nair. And a quick, I don't know if you know who she is, but she is today CEO of Chanel. She's an immigrant from India. She was born in India in a very, very poor family long time ago. Her family moved to the UK. And in the UK, she started working for the company called Unilever. You might know it. It's a famous FMCG brand. FMCG, big, huge company. They are doing stuff like Rexona. They have these ice creams, Magnum, Ben and Jerry, etc. They have a lot of world brands. So she always has worked in that company, and she always has worked as HR person. I was on one of the programs and I met her, and she's a very bright HR person to me. So she was always dealing with people. She was always dealing with personal development, etc. So she's been only in HR and only in Unilever. And then suddenly, a few years back, she was appointed as CEO of Chanel, the most, famous luxury brand, without having a single day working in luxury industry, without single day in working in marketing or sales or finance, which should be the natural way of progressing for CEO. And now she's considered of being one of the most successful CEOs within the luxury business. That to me is a great example on how the dream, if you dream, can come true. But also, I've been on her speech in Davos last year, and she was talking that, that change would never be possible without the mentor that she had. And the mentor that she had, it's another smiley woman on my right, and her name is Indra Nui, and she is the ex-CEO of PepsiCo. She's another Indian woman. She's retired now. She was CEO of PepsiCo, and she was Lena's sponsor, mentor, and she was the one who actually made Lena believe in her dreams. So I found that story very inspiring to me. I'm always looking to inspiring, stories. And my personal, dream is to have more of those stories with more Ukrainian women facing out, with us being their famous in the world, being taken. We have a mission to have more Ukrainian talent. They're out both in private companies, entrepreneurship, projects, developments, but also heading up big international companies, because I think that our ways of thinking and our growth, agenda is something that we can offer. And I'll leave you with the book that is also written by a woman. That's also something I'm trying to find, the women inspired books, which is Dare to Lead. And I'll just end with everything, the girls, you were talking about the light and the light that there is in every person. And I could not agree more, because I always keep saying that the candle has never stopped its light by sharing its light with another candle.
So we are back, and the energy is even higher than ever. Let's jump straight into our second block of presentations, and we can't wait to greet amazing team number 4. Please, the stage is all yours.
Hi, everyone.
Let's go. We still can't see your presentation.
Yeah, I'm so sorry. Give me a second. I'm so sorry, just some technical issues. Give me a second, please.
As you can see, even like during the finals, there's always something happening. And I want to again give kudos to girls for their resilience.
So can you see the presentation?
Yes, now we can see it perfectly.
Great, so hi everyone. We are here to introduce FEM in STEM, an initiative born from a simple but powerful idea that the future of science and technology must include everyone. We are building a space where teenage girls don't just enter STEM, but lead it. So, what exactly is FEM in STEM? It is a community designed specifically to support and empower teenage girls. In our educational space, we focus on three things: discovering opportunities for studies that girls might otherwise miss, learning from inspiring women who are already professional leaders, and most importantly, connecting with like-minded peers to grow together. This isn't just about school, it's about a lifelong network. To build this, we started with research. We received 77 responses from girls all over the world. As you can see on the left, when asked if they believe STEM is a male-dominated field, the majority said yes or sometimes. On the right, the demand is clear. Almost every girl we talk to is looking for a way to connect with peers in this field. There is a huge hunger for community that isn't being met. The problem goes deeper. When we asked if they had enough opportunities to participate in STEM activities, the survey showed that many felt left out or limited. However, look at the second graph. The motivation is there. Girls are highly motivated to continue their journey, but they are often doing it alone without enough resources. Our solution is a supportive ecosystem, a dedicated Discord community with regular lectures and peer-to-peer support. The goal is to dispel the stereotype that STEM is a male space. We want to remove the limitations, whether they are mental stereotypes or a lack of information, so that young women can pursue STEM careers with total confidence. How do we grow? We use Instagram to inspire and drive engagement with high-quality content. It is our front door. Once they join, our Discord becomes their safe space, a place for real-time discussions, support, and friendship. Together, we are not just teaching science, we are building the next generation of female innovators. In just a short time, we have gathered over 70 followers on Instagram and a core group of 30 active participants on Discord. These aren't just numbers, these are 30 girls who now have a safe space to talk about their future. We have already hosted 3 professional lectures. We managed to attract 35 unique participants who stayed engaged and asked deep technical questions. As you can see from our session screenshots, we are bringing high-level expertise to these girls. Our members are already learning from top-tier speakers, such as Ksenia Morozova, a marketing expert with over 10 years of experience. Alina Carrillo is a civil and industrial engineer student with experience in project management, education, and leading youth initiatives. And Natalia Goncharenko, AI Training Programs Manager, Business Trainer, and speaker for Google's AI for Business course. To move from a digital space to impactful reality, we have a clear vision of partners that we want to work with. Our immediate focus is on raising funds for impactful in-person educational workshops in Kyiv. We already have strategic partnership and raising funds to deliver workshop in. So we have Kyiv with Ukrainian Danish Youth House, Kyiv School of Economics, and in partnership with Young European Ambassadors. FEM in STEM Cybercamp is a 4-day immersive program where girls learn cybersecurity and cryptography through hands-on teamwork and real-world problem solving. Participants develop practical digital safety projects, building the skills and confidence needed to thrive in future STEM careers. For start, we need 1,800 euros to arrange a mini camp for girls. 15% of this money will cover activities and materials, 8% will cover coffee breaks, 60% will cover the cost of living in a hotel, and 13% will cover the rest, including speakers, and 5% for unexpected situations. Our journey is just beginning. We have a clear roadmap to scale FEM from a community into a national movement. We are launching a 3-month online mentorship program specifically for 15 Ukrainian girls, providing them with one-on-one guidance. We are aiming to grow our Discord to over 150 active participants. We want to introduce a study buddy initiative and daily study session to ensure that no girl has to study STEM alone. To make this happen, we are expanding our network to work with the biggest names in the ecosystem. We are planning a workshop partnership with Star for Life Ukraine, major tech companies like Genesis, and Scalar, and the incredible team at Superhumans. Who is making this happen? A team of girls for girls. We are a group of young leaders Vladislava, Yevdokia, Christina, Elisa, Mariam, Katerina, Daria, Evgenia, and Veronica. And we handle everything from partnership and outreach to design and communication. We aren't just creators, we are the target audience. We know exactly what our community needs because we are part of it. Every great project faces hurdles, and we want to be transparent about ours. Our biggest challenge was promotion, getting the word out and encouraging girls to take the first step and join. But instead of giving up, we transformed this challenge into a lesson in strategic partnership. We reached out and cooperated with over 25 organizations to build a promotion network. This forced us to master the art of negotiation and professional communication. Finally, I want to share our leadership and reflection. This project didn't just change our participants, it fundamentally changed us as a team. We went from being students to mastering professional outreach. We successfully negotiated with experts and organizations. We moved beyond just working together. We built a workflow where we function as a high-performance unit, whether it is design, tech, or management. We balance each other's strengths perfectly. The real world is unpredictable. We learn to react to issues with lightning speed, solving crises in an hour rather than days. But the most beautiful part of this journey is summarized in the quotes you see on the screen. One of our members said she finally found a STEM body to develop in the tech area. That is what FEM in STEM is truly about, creating a STEM family, a space for scientific creativity, and opening doors to opportunities that these girls and we didn't know even existed. We are just building a project. We are growing together as well. To wrap up, I want you to imagine a world where no girl ever asks, is this field for me? Because she already knows the answer is a resounding yes. At FEMINSTEM, we aren't just teaching girls how to code or conduct experiments. We're all building the infrastructure for the next generation of female leaders. We have shown you our data, our results, and our growth as a team. Now we are looking for partners and mentors who believe, as we do, that the future of STEM has no gender. If you believe in a world where talent is the only limit, let's talk. Help us turn this ambition plan into reality for every girl in Ukraine and beyond. Thank you for your time, and now we are ready for your questions.
Thank you for a beautiful presentation, Veronica. I have a question. What inspired you to choose this theme in particular?
Thank you very much for the question. Actually, the first thing when we decided to, about what our project should be, our first task was to make a project plan on our own, and then when we discussed each project which made one of our girls, we find out that all of us have a same interest as a STEM, so it was very easily to decide why, and it was very clear that we want that all of us want to move in these fields and to develop our STEM skills.
Thank you for your answer. Do we have more questions from the jury? You can raise your hand. No, I think your presentation was super clear. Oh no, Katerina always has questions. Go for it. You're muted. Sorry, Katerina, you're muted.
Sorry. The great presentation, girls. Thank you very much for it. And I'm happy we have this topic because that's one of important, I think. My question is very short. I just want to clarify for myself, what is the main goal of the project? It's the motivate girl to choose profession in the STEM area, or it's your project is giving them some kind of opportunities, or it's the project which just share the information about the issue that not a lot of the girls choosing the STEM. So what is your main point?
Okay, so thank you for the question. Actually, our main goal is to make girls know that STEM is for everyone. It is available, and there are a lot of opportunities for girls as well as for men, and we can develop in this area as well as them. We have no limits. STEM has no gender, and we want to share opportunities for girls. And in the future, we want to, as I have already mentioned, to gather a bigger amount of participants to motivate girls even more. So did I answer your question?
Yes, thank you. And another question about fundraising, I think, because I saw you have in the future plans to have a camp, which is quite expensive. And the first question is, where are you going to do this? I mean, because that's like the offline thing. That's the first question. And how you are going to fundraise money for this?
Okay, so thank you very much. A great question. Our camp is going to take place. We are planning to manage it in Kiev. We already found like a few different hotels to understand like which amount of money we need for it. And as I have already mentioned in our presentation, we have like a few plans for our future partnership, and we want to involve like we want to involve partners such as Kiev School of Economics, young European ambassadors, Kiev with Ukrainian Danish Jazz House, and maybe also to find some type of grants which we can also apply on, which will like help us to develop this camp and turn it into a real life thing.
Thank you.
Thank you for your question, Katerina. And if there is no more questions, we are ready to give the floor. Denis have a question.
Yeah, I maybe have a couple clarification. I have seen your slide about like the problem and analytics you appeared there, but my question about the source. I try to figure out where you get these numbers.
Okay, thank you so much. In our team, we have like different roles, and Evdokia was was responsible for gathering this like to reach people and to ask them. She made an application form and shared it in a lot of different channels, like online resources. So girls who wanted to ask or who wanted to like reply, who wanted to share their problems in STEM area could like open the application form and oh my god, I'm so sorry. And
no problem, no worries.
respond.
It's okay.
Yes, yeah.
Sorry. Yeah. And one more question. I a little bit didn't catch, like, what are you looking for, like, in this presentation? Like, what do you need? Like, advice, help, money, or something like this? Like, good idea, like, good fundraising partners. Kiev of Economic, it's a good place. But what are you looking for?
So I think the first thing we're looking for is support such as mentors for our for generating long-term benefits and as well fundraising.
Gotcha. Thank you. Good presentation, good project.
Thank you.
Thank you once again. And we are ready to see a presentation of team number 5.
Have you ever thought, what if the limits you believe in are not real, just repeated often enough?
Who decided that some teenagers are too young to earn, lead, or build something meaningful?
Why are confidence and leadership still described differently depending on who shows them?
When you judge someone in seconds, is that your opinion or a stereotype speaking? Thank you so much for being here today. My name is Alexandra, and alongside Anastasia, we'll demonstrate you that stereotypes are often just stories we've never questioned. You're a girl, you're not supposed to act like that. Oh, you were raised in a village, you can't be that educated. These phrases teenagers hear every day. The reality is that stereotypes are still everywhere, and they influence how we think, how we act, how we see ourselves, and even what decisions we make. There are a lot of information online, but not enough accessible, clear educational content about this topic.
And that's exactly where our project comes from. Each member of our team is unique. We see the world differently and approach problems from our own perspectives. Yet we face the same issues and we share a common goal. Stereotypes don't feel like limits. They feel normal, expected, almost invisible. And our mission is to change that, to help teenagers recognize these patterns, question them, and rethink what they have always accepted as true. To shift the mindset from this is how it should be to is this actually true? So we created a structured system to explore stereotype,
in key areas of teenagers' life: education, volunteering, gender equality, and personal growth. And we will continue expanding into more topics that influence self-perception and confidence, even those that are less discussed, such as body image, digital culture, social norms, and much more.
We've conducted an anonymous survey to understand if the problem is real. So the result proves that it was. 92% of teenagers said that they have faced stereotypes, and 81% confirmed it influenced their decisions. Participants shared experiences of prejudice based on appearance, self-expression, gender expectation, nationality, and age. This is why the problem matters and why we started this project. One of the first things we worked on was our visual identity. Our logo, a tangled cat. It represents complexity of identity, freedom beyond stereotypes, and breaking expectations. The color palette combines black and white for clarity, with bright colors symbolizing diversity and self-expression. So the visual side of our project also tells the message. And now Anastasia will tell you more about our journey.
We started with Instagram, but quickly expanded into a multi-platform presence. Today, Stereo Talk lives on Instagram, Telegram, and Spotify, each serving a distinct purpose. Instagram drives visual storytelling, Telegram delivers in-depth content and interviews, and Spotify brings our ideas to life through podcasts. This approach allows us to reach different audiences in the formats they engage with most, because not everyone consumes information the same way. Our promotion strategy has one core idea: reaching teenagers where they already are and communicating in formats they naturally engage with. With the survey, we clearly define our target audience: teenagers aged 13 to 19 interested in self-development and social awareness. We promoted the project through personal social media, collaboration with a great amount of Telegram channels with youth opportunities, and partnerships with speakers. And now, let me introduce them to you. As part of our project, we recorded 2 interviews with inspiring professionals. One of them was Darina Marinenko, the founder of one of the biggest volunteer organizations in Ukraine, who has raised over 15 million for charity. In this interview, we explored the barriers that often stop teenagers from volunteering and shows that anyone can make an impact by using their own skills and talents. For me, it was especially meaningful to have this conversation, as I have been fundraising for the past 2 years with Darina's organization. And through this interview, I wanted to inspire other teenagers to take the same first step and realize that they can make a difference too. We also interviewed Елизавета Tkachenko, a feminist, founder of a women's camp, and a gender equality specialist. She shared her perspectives on gender stereotypes, some of them most widespread and deeply rooted beliefs today. At the same time, it was important for us to include diverse and real-life voices. That's why we also spoke with an American teenager, not a professional, but someone with a personal perspective on how her country is often misunderstood. Because challenging stereotypes starts with listening to real people, not just experts.
But we didn't stop at interviews. One of our biggest achievements was an offline event in Kyiv. We were gathered over 50 teenagers. We were also proud to receive sponsorship support from the NGO Sunny Children of Kherson region, which provided snacks and water for all participants, creating a welcoming atmosphere. Our team, participants, and member Vika worked as photographer, and thanks to her, we now have many beautiful moments captured from the event. The event itself included a lecture and interactive workshop led by our amazing speakers, and now I'll tell you more about them. So these are people who were invited to make this project more powerful and professional. The first speaker is Varvara Herasenchuk. She is learning languages, developing an app to help Ukrainian teenagers prepare for final exam, and already has experience earning her own income. During our event, she shared her journey and spoke about job-related stereotypes and ageism. Another speaker was Alexandra Maros, a Flex finalist who studied at a boarding school in the UK and has written over 700 essays and received more than $100,000 in grants. He spoke about stereotypes and common myths surrounding international opportunities and education. So this event gave us opportunity to connect with our audience in real. All the participants were satisfied and shared positive feedback. Most importantly, many of them highlighted that we were able to create a safe space where everyone felt comfortable, heard, and seen.
During the program, our team faced several challenges, but we found a solution to each of them. At the beginning, we spent a lot of time choosing our topic. However, once we found the right direction, the process became much faster. At one point, some team members stepped back. Instead of stopping us, this only motivated us to move forward and prove that we could continue no matter what. Additionally, it was really fun to get used to completely new responsibilities quickly. Building collaboration was also challenging at first, but thanks to our strong communication and teamwork, we were able to connect with amazing speakers and build strong partnerships. Now that we have told you about the project, let me introduce the people behind it. First of all, I want to thank my team for being here, for supporting each other, and for putting so much effort into this project. It truly means a lot. Each of our team members contributed in different ways, and like pieces of a puzzle, everything came together to create one complete picture. Yana built a bold visual identity that made our project instantly recognizable and impossible to ignore. I drove execution by keeping deadlines tight, leading interviews, and turning ideas into a clear content strategy. Sasha elevated our offline presence through standout merch design and a well-executed live event. Paulina turned communication into growth by securing partnerships and engaging our Telegram audience. Yana kept the team aligned while delivering sharp copy and launching our podcast presence on Spotify. Katya brought our stories to life through dynamic video editing and initiated our Telegram platform with impactful content. Lina scaled our social presence, solved challenges fast, and secured key sponsors for our offline event. Vika captured authentic moments and baked our project with accurate data and strong research. Before this program, we were just a group of girls eager to learn something new. But over time, we turned that curiosity into a real project with real impact. To stay organized, we use Notion and Telegram threads. This helps us assign tasks, set deadlines, and track progress, ensuring accountability and consistency.
And we believe our strategy worked because we achieved strong results in a short time. While working on the project, we got more than 200 followers on Instagram and 55 plus on Telegram. We launched 3 podcasts, organized an offline event, received sponsorship support, and even launched the first merch. How you can see, that's our stickers. It's just the beginning, but it already means a lot to us. Thanks to this experience, we learned not only about the content creation and teamwork, but also how to use AI tools properly, how to cope with emotions and keep communication smooth, and also how to deliver a speech. Over time, we grew both as individuals and as a team. We became more organized, more confident in our roles, and more aligned in how we work and make the decisions together.
As we mentioned earlier, our team has already developed a plan for our future work. We are currently collaborating with FEM, a project focused on financial literacy, and in the next 2 weeks, we will create educational Instagram reels to challenge stereotypes in this field. Also, we have partners with Inerecha, a project you have already heard about today. A team of wonderful girls with an amazing idea. It will be a great opportunity to empower girls, break stereotypes of female rivalry, and discuss how stereotypes influence our mental health, which is especially crucial nowadays. We are also planning to organize several speaking clubs to create a space for open discussions and meaningful dialogues. And in addition, we will continue developing new episodes for our podcast. The next one will focus on stereotypes in sexual education, a significant but often overlooked area. Of course, we will continue our work no matter what. However, if we receive a grant, we would use it to develop the project in a structured and sustainable way. First, we would create a reflection planner for teenagers, a tool to help them recognize stereotypes and reflect on their experiences. It would become a part of our merch, distributed at events and partially sold to support the project long term. Second, we would improve our podcast quality by investing in basic equipment such as microphones and editing tools, making our content more engaging and interesting to watch. Finally, we would use the funding to organize more impactful events. We are thinking about the long-term future of the project so that Stereo Talks can continue and grow beyond this program.
In conclusion, we don't see this project as something finished, but as something that is already growing.
And if there is one thing we would like to leave you with today, it will definitely be this. Stereotypes don't disappear when we ignore them. They disappear when we start questioning them. And remember, life is too big for labels. Enjoy it. Thank you.
Thank you so much for amazing presentation, girls. What I really admire, collaboration with other participants. You already found opportunity, found a partner. It's like within the same group. Once again, applauses to you. Do we have any questions from our jury? Let's see who raised hands. I have, okay, Jay, go for it. So you have a question.
Yeah. Thank you so much for the presentation. It was amazing. I have two questions for you girls. So first question is, why do you think this topic is especially important for teenagers today? And what is the main message that you want the participants to take away from the events that you do?
Hey, so I can answer this question. So why this topic is important for teenage girls is because this is the age where we start to think about how society impacts us. So there's a statistics that people start to view like social norms as something to live by the age of 8. And you can imagine that by the age of 14, we are influenced by not only our family, we begin to get influenced by social media and by social norms. So I think this is the age to start thinking that teenagers start to think that they're not good enough, either because of their gender, either because of their race, or I don't know, their background. So I think the main message of our project is to show that you can be whoever you want to be, regardless of where you come from, where you were born, who you are, how old are you. So you can achieve anything if you put your mind to it and you work hard. Again, regardless, and you don't, you can't have other factors to impact you, and you need to think only about the goal that you set for yourself and about your efforts, and don't think about other factors and what people might think.
Perfect. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Do we have more questions? Okay, Lorraine, you have a question? Go for it.
I have a quick question. So I know that you guys are talking about some really important topics here. I very much agree in terms of just like looking at everything in terms of a brain development point of view. Things with social media and in this culture at the moment makes it so that stereotypes and labels have become the norm. So you guys are definitely addressing a topic that really needs to be addressed. I posed to you a question, two main questions on the this kind of like on the research side of things. What outcome do you think matters most to you at this point in time? Is it the increased awareness that you guys are getting right now? Is it the stronger self-esteem of every participant of your group? Is it opening up discussion so there are more discussions, or are you looking for actual behavior change? So like of those outcomes, which one are you most focused on? I'm sure all of them at the same time, yes, but like which one are you most focused on at this moment, and how do you think you would be able to measure that?
Okay, thank you for this question. And I would like to answer it that when we made our research, we focused on studying our target audience better. Right now, we understand more why why actually, because the previous question was linked also to it, why it's so important for teenagers to learn more about stereotypes. And in our research, we not only had those questions that whether you have faced stereotypes at all in your life, but also we asked people who completed it to think about those stereotypes they would like to learn more about. And that's the outcome of our research showed that people want to learn more about gender equality stereotypes, about volunteering as well, which we implemented in one of our interviews and one of our podcasts already. So kind of right now we know the wishes and the desires of our audience more, and also it was extremely important that we expanded our survey and right now more people know about our project because girls didn't mention it, but we received almost 70 answers on our survey, so it was really meaningful. Yep, so I hope I answered your question.
Yeah, I think so. So to some extent, it sounds like you guys are definitely in the beginning stages at some point trying to figure out what the audience wants, which is of course very important. What I think I would suggest here is probably some way for you guys to measure some actual behavior change for the participants on a bit of a longer term, as opposed to just during the workshop itself, or the sessions that you guys are running themselves. Because I'm sure that they're great in that time, but being able to carry that past that one session is really important. So that's what I would think about. The other thing, one more thing that I do have to ask about, because you guys brought up stereotypes and very sensitive topics. So I have to pose you guys the same question that I posed to Team 1, which is bringing up topics like this, bringing up having safe spaces as a project is wonderful, but it can bring up a lot of emotions. Are you guys planning on having everybody who participates trained in mental health first aid? Have you guys already done that or thought about that? What happens with safety when anything like that arises? Concerns with safety for participants and anything like that.
Thank you for this question, and I really think that this topic's really serious and important. So without special trainings for participants and our a team, it's really crucial. So first of all, we wanted to came up with an idea for our special courses to qualification. We have different roles, so we wanted to improve our project, to improve our knowledge in case of mental health and stereotypes, also some others, how to promote it and so on. So we wanted to do like this because we a team has to know how does it work, how it's psychology and so on. And of course, for participants, we want to have this outcome after our sessions and so on. So maybe we will do it for our participants to change the way they see these labels. Thank you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think that's a great idea. So I think it sounds like you guys have started to think about it a little bit. I think there's a lot of ways to go about that. So I'm sure, as usual, you can do a lot of research on it, and maybe at some point just make sure you consult somebody and you have a safety net in place, essentially. But I think the idea is great. I very much agree that labels are a huge thing right now culturally, and they're kind of changing the way we see ourselves, or teenagers who have kind of brains are more susceptible to comments and labels are starting to see and form their identities. So it's a great project. Thanks for the presentation, guys.
Thank you, Lorraine, for your questions. And we are finally closing our pitch sessions for today. Team 6, the mic is yours.
Okay, hello to everyone, and today we want to present our project Unmasked.
And the idea of this project comes from something very common today. We live in a world where girls constantly see expectations about how they should look, behave, and even how they should feel. And very often people are taught to hide their insecurities, pretend to be confident, and show only the perfect version of themselves. And that is exactly why we created our project Unmasked. Today, social media affects the way people see themselves more than ever before. Every day, teenagers and young adults are exposed to edited images, unrealistic beauty standards, and constant comparison. Because of this, many begin to think that being natural is just not enough, and they feel pressure to improve themselves all the time, even when there is nothing wrong with them. And that is why the central ideas are honesty, confidence, self-acceptance, being yourself, and having no fear of judgment. We want to build a project around these values because they are simple, strong, and very needed today.
Now we'll get to the heart why we even started this project. We've noticed a really toxic trend that the beauty industry often sells insecurity before it sells product. It capitalizes our insecurities by turning natural features into flaws that supposedly need a fix. This matters because the damage goes deeper than just appearance. It creates a culture of perfectionism that damages self-esteem. And when a person feels that they are not enough, they often stop expressing themselves so freely, and they become more insecure, more dependent on other people's opinions, and less comfortable with their real identity. When a social media acts like a megaphone for these unrealistic standards, young people simply lose sight of what's real and what's not. So we made a survey that highlights a critical gap. Over 2/3 of respondents feel that they lack a space where they can exist without the fear of being judged. So Unmasked is our answer to that. And it's a movement towards acceptance and the courage to be yourself.
So after defining the problem, we thought about what kind of solution could actually be useful. Our idea is to create an online platform that would become a supportive and informative space for girls. Here you can see approximate design of this platform, and we do not want it to be just another beautiful website. We want it to be something practical, warm, and meaningful. The platform includes educational materials about beauty standards and self-acceptance, free resources, book recommendations, useful articles, and expert advice. It could also include online meetings with psychologists and speakers, because we all know that information alone is not enough, and people also need live support, conversation, and real human connection. When it comes to promoting our project, when we thought about that, we understood that it would be quite difficult, and we tried to be realistic. We understood this problem, and we thought that we can present our project in places where our audience already spends time and where communication feels natural. And that is why we choose schools, universities, social media, Telegram channels, and youth communities as our main communicational channels. We also see value in sharing the idea through existing youth networks and international communication opportunities, because this helps the project grow beyond the one small local group. And our target audience is mainly girls aged 11 and older, and by especially this age. At this age, self-image, confidence, and social pressure becomes especially important, and it makes sense to communicate through channels that already big part of their everyday life. Of course, for a project like this to grow, we also need some resources, and that is why we thought about possible fundraising directions and potential support. We see grants, partnership, youth programs, and support from companies as realistic opportunities for development. We especially considered initiatives that focus on youth empowerment, girl support, education, self-esteem, and social innovation.
Let's talk about the people behind Unmasked. Our main goal was to build a supportive environment where every voice could be heard. At the start, we defined our roles based on everyone's strengths, from design and logo creation to communication, copywriting, SMM, etc. Wherever is in any project, we faced plenty of challenges. We dealt with changes in team involvement and inactive participants from some participation from some members. And instead of letting the project stall, we used this as an opportunity to adapt and be flexible. We redistributed tasks, and those of us who were most committed stepped up to take on more flexible roles. And well, this taught us that teamwork isn't just about following a plan, but about being resilient and supporting each other to reach the finish line, no matter what.
Speaking about the future, we would like to turn it into a real digital support space for girls where they can find information, support.
Sorry, Ronnie, can you please put yourself? Yeah, perfect.
Okay, so speaking about the future, we'd like to turn it into a real digital support space for girls where they can find information, support, expert voices, and community. We also want the project to become more interactive, and most importantly, we want the project to stay human. And even if it grows, we want to keep it the same message that girls do not need to become more perfect to deserve confidence, respect, or acceptance. And that message is the heart of the full project.
Palina, you're muted.
It's not my slide.
Yeah, okay, here you can.
Mine is the next, and this was.
Okay.
Let's talk about our journey and reflections. This project taught us that real teamwork isn't just about sharing one goal, but it requires consistent, active involvement from everyone in the team. And we've learned that flexibility is essential, especially when things don't go exactly as planned. But this is also where we grew the most. We became more adaptable, stepping up and taking on extra responsibility whenever it was needed to keep the project moving forward. Most importantly, we learned that the value of staying committed, and even in challenging situations, we chose to support each other and stay focused on our mission. So for us, leadership wasn't about just leading. In this case, it was more about showing up for the team whenever needed.
Okay, and to sum up, this project showed us that leadership is not limited to formal roles or visible decision making. In practice, leadership also means initiative, responsibility, consistently, and the ability to support the team throughout the full process. And we understood that even small contributions become meaningful when they are made with commitment and awareness of the common goal. And thank you a lot for your attention. And I'll be glad to answer your questions.
Thank you for presentation, ladies. Okay, we already have first question from the jury. Jay, microphone is yours.
Hello, thank you so much for your project. I think this is very important nowadays because now on social media you can see a lot of people changing their looks, and you rarely see natural beauty these days. So I think this is really good to raise awareness to people. I've got two questions for you girls today. So first question is, how will your platform actually help improve someone's self-esteem and not just raise awareness? And how are psychologists involved in your platform, given you mentioned that psychologists
when it comes to the speakers, we would like to record some sessions with them, and also we would provide the link for Zoom sessions. It could be live sessions with speakers, and we can invite the girls who register already on our platform. And how it would work. So we have like some sections on our website, and here you can find like some useful pieces of advice and books and etc. So it would be a safe community to communicate, and girls can like exchange their opinions, thoughts, and maybe find something in common that deserves them.
Okay, amazing, thank you. And can you clarify how psychologists will be involved in your platform?
Yeah, okay, so we would ask them to provide some questions from girls, like to answer on these questions. We also can we would add some topics. They would have some small discussions, and then open class sessions in Zoom.
Okay, amazing, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Do we have any more questions to girls? I think your presentation was clear. You did amazing, tremendous also teamwork. So thank you. And looks like for you, the hardest part is over. But now the hardest part is on actually jury's hands and on jury's side. Judges, please head to the private deliberation room to finalize the scores. While there will be a debate, I want to introduce to you a very special guest. Please welcome speaker Sumi Yu. He's life and transition coach who will share insights on women empowerment and sustainable leadership.
Hi, everybody. Well done for completing your task as FEM. And I'm so thrilled for you as you begin on your career path. My name is Sumi. I'm a career coach, and I help people, young people, go through to their first jobs, but also I help professionals transition in their careers as well. And I wanted to talk about my 5 top tips for you as you go and find your first jobs, or even as you think about what your career path is like. First of all, align your values to your jobs. So think about what's truly important to you. Even pick, 5 things that really, really resonate with you. These could be just quite simply an adjective that you think is important, like kindness, honesty, authenticity, or even something that you feel like is a cause that you feel is important. Find a job that really aligns to that, and that would help you to think about different paths that you could take in life. Secondly, align your jobs to your identities. So not just think about your career in silo, think of it as one part of your whole life. Think about who you are and who you want to be in the future, and think about how that could be helpful towards your career too. So for example, I've got roots from Asia, and I really wanted to bring some of that element to my work as well. So think about how that multicultural identity that you hold can help you in your work and also in your life as you progress to different options. Thirdly, be creative about your options. It's very tempting sometimes to think about your career as this one thing and this one role that you could dream of and want to achieve. But there are many ways to become a leader, and be creative on the different options that you could take, and don't limit yourself on one thing that you have to be. Think about your possible selves and the ways that you could test it as well. So if you thought of anything that really excites you, think about ways that you could really explore that option. See if it's viable financially, see if it's viable also from a personal capacity point of view, and where you could be growing as well. So one way to test this is to actually talk to people around you and see how your network could play a part in your career path as well. Fourthly, Your path doesn't have to be a straight line. I think in the past, I've always thought about my career as one ladder, and there's just so many steps to climb up to the top to become a leader. You don't have to be at the top to be a leader. Your leadership could start right now. And also, your path doesn't have to be a straight line. So there are many ways to navigate through your career. It doesn't matter if you change your career. Ultimately, your career needs to align to what you're passionate about, what pays you, and who you are, and how you see as what you see as being important as well. So really think about the sense of mission and what you want to achieve as a purpose in life. And then lastly, playing to your strengths. I think sometimes this is very undervalued as we think about what we could develop on, but strengths is also it could be developed. So thinking about your strengths, what you're really good at, and holding on to these, really playing to your strengths. And 80% of the time, if you play to your strengths, is going to help you rather than focusing on your weaknesses as well. So thinking about your strengths differently and see them as an asset that you could build on as you think about your career path as well. So the 5 things are aligning to your values, aligning to your identities and thinking about who you are and who you want to be, being creative about the options, not thinking about your career as a straight line, and then playing to your strengths as well. Thank you. Really appreciated the opportunity to share this with you. Enjoy the day and hope to see you soon.
Hi, my name is Zoo, and I had the privilege of being one of the mentors and speakers at the FEM Online Program. Working with the girls as a mentor has been an incredibly rewarding experience to me because I had firsthand witnessed how the girls transformed throughout the program. I witnessed some of the shyer girls gain their confidence and find their voice by the end of the program, which is incredible given how relatively short the program is. I've also witnessed some of the more extroverted girls find a deeper connection and ability to work more collaboratively with each other. Another thing that I found incredible is that I could see from the girls forming genuine connections with each other and making lifelong friends, which was just beautiful. And personally for me, they gave me so much energy, and I've learned so much from them watching their creative process working on the program. That they gave me ideas for my own business. What FEM does really well is help us reshape what we think leadership is. Leadership is not always about who's the loudest and the most dominant in the room. It's often somebody who is empathic, who is able to listen to others, who is able to work collaboratively. And that is what I saw the program provide for the girls. It also opened up opportunity to the girls to speak and interact with the world's leaders through dealing them through speakers as well as mentorship, and of course learn from each other and make lifelong friends.
This year I had the chance to work with an incredibly talented team of girls, and honestly it was just as inspiring for me as it was educational for them. Their curiosity, resilience, and creativity reminds me how powerful young minds can be when they are given space to grow. What impressed me most was how quickly they developed, not only in their skills, but in their confidence. They weren't afraid to test ideas, admit mistakes, iterate, and try again. Their ability to take feedback, turn it into action, and support each other and the team was truly powerful to witness. Watching them evolve, experiment boldly, and learn so thoughtfully reminded me why I love working with future leaders.
I'm here today to share my experience mentoring a group of future leaders, some of them as young as 13. I must say that this experience was fascinating for me. I learned so much about the drive, the passion, the resilience. The girls brought a lot of thirst for knowledge and curiosity. It was evident from their background outside the FEM project, all the activities, hobbies and interests that they have, but also through the richness of discussion on the project, their homework, what they share with others. They are fascinated and passionate about such topics of today, such as neurodiversity, educational policies, challenges that women face in their career building, sustainable leadership, mental health. They're also very creative and innovative, which were coming through in their project work. They were very comfortable to share their challenges and experiences, their hopes and dreams, and receive the feedback, which I think is great for personal growth.
Being a part of this program and working with my incredible team of girls has been one of the most exciting and inspiring moments I've ever had. From the very first meeting, I saw not just potential, I saw leaders. Each of them brought something new to the team, like ideas, curiosity, boldness, compassion, and throughout these weeks, they didn't just grow, they actually fully stepped into their leadership. They weren't waiting for me to tell them what to do. They actually took initiative, supported one another, solved challenges creatively, and truly owned their project. I watched them speak up with confidence, navigate feedback with maturity, and make thoughtful decisions that shaped their work.
What was surprising the most for me is the fact that they barely use AI to do their job for them. As an AI native generation, I would expect them to use it heavily, but actually what my team told me is that using AI in their work tasks and study tasks is considered as cheating. So I learned something new as an adult professional who actually works with AI on my day-to-day basis. I think that FEM would change quite a lot in their life and their way of thinking about community, because they would know that they can always rely on people who have the same values and views of the world, but also they should be open to people who don't share the same views, and try to collaborate and know that in the adult world, no one is going to share the same motivation, and you gotta just work with that.
Hi, I'm Elena, and I'm mentor of FEM Online Program. Working with girls was a very inspiring experience. They are very brave, open, they share ideas, they support each other, and keep going even if something feels new or challenging. What I notice most is how their confidence elevates. Step by step, they speak more freely, trust themselves, and it is very real and very powerful change. FEM is not just a program, it's a starting point for girls to find their voice, to grow, and realize that they can create a real change.
So I was very, very proud to be part of this program and to see how it opens up girls their potential and their true leadership skills in their own authentic way. And I'm proud to say that I've learned from them as much as I hope they have learned from me. Thank you so much, FEM, for the opportunity.
I'm truly happy to be a part of it and to support such amazing girls in their journey.
Proud to be a part of this initiative.
I'm proud to be a part of this program because it helps others to realize their potential and make the difference.
I'm truly grateful to be the part of the program that actually nurtures bold, thoughtful, and powerful young voices.
I'm proud to be a part of the program that helps young girls unlock their leadership potential and truly make a difference.
So the FEM camp, it's a part of a big FEM program. Exactly what we want to do on the FEM camp. Our primary aim is to create safe and comfortable space for the girl where they can analyze themselves, where they can make their own assessment to define their strengths and define their weakness, which will help them in the future to work with it, to live with it, to looking for their own path in their lives.
From this camp, I expect to learn new things and new experiences, also to make new friends and make memories.
I want to develop my leadership qualities.
Lost in sound,
Before I talked to other girls from Cyprus, and it was really inspiring for me, so maybe I feel like calm, inspiring.
I expected to meet new girls from around the world.
The first day of the camp, I feel a little shy and confident. And now I feel confident. I feel like I can use this knowledge in my life.
Today, I feel very motivated and grateful for this experience because I've gained a lot of knowledge, even though I thought I wouldn't. I gained more than I expected.
Η παρουσία μου εδώ είχε ως στόχο να ενδυναμώσω τα νεαρά κορίτσια να βρουν το μονοπάτι της ζωής τους όσο το δυνατόν το νωρίτερο γίνεται και να ακολουθήσουν τα όνειρά τους, λέγοντάς τους ουσιαστικά ότι ποτέ δεν θα είναι εύκολος ο δρόμος και ποτέ οι συνθήκες ιδανικές, όμως πρέπει να έχουν πίστη στον εαυτό τους, στα όνειρά τους, να παλεύουν και να μην παρετούνται όπως έκανα και εγώ στη ζωή μου.
I feel inspired and full of positive energy after the camp.
And also a great opportunity to talk more with Cyprus girls and to know them better.
I came to this camp expecting to learn new skills, meet new people, and have fun.
destiny. Lost in sound,
Surprised me how much things we did, like in general, and the whole experience, how much things we learned.
This camp gave me hope, and I understood that actually, if I will be confident enough, I can talk to people and communicate and actually move in life where I want to, not when everyone wants me to go.
I see things from a different perspective now.
My confidence level higher, and it changed my point of view and how I view things in my mindset. It really surprised me that we learned how to be a good and a right leader.
I really wanted to improve my leader skills because since last year I'm trying to become a leader in any group and also to make my own project, so it's really important for me.
Created lots of friendships here that I hope will stay through the time.
So I know how it's worrying for our beautiful participants to wait for the results. Let me check if all jury already came back and with the score. So the jury has returned. The scores are locked, and this is the moment we have been all waiting for. Maybe our jury would like to say some words.
Like I want to say, like, girls, you are awesome, and no matter what will happen, you are already winners. And first of all, you should be like aligned to your passion and love what you do, no matter what. And money, like value proposition, you will get all this stuff in the future. First of all, choose you, yourself, your goal, your mission, your purpose. And I think its main goal in the life found your purpose. It's I think like important thing what you can bring in your life. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Denise. I'm lucky enough to see it's the second final, so just because it's the second cohort of the FEM program, and I'm still amazed of every participant. I know that you're already a finalist, so it's already huge win. You also need to understand and realize that out of all applicants from all the world, you were chosen already here. So I do believe that in 3 months you already learned and gained some new experience and some new knowledge. But whatever you will do, you will succeed. That's what not only me sees, that's what others juries sees as well. Okay, maybe others want to say some motivational words for our participants.
Yeah, I just wanted to tell the participants, you girls were amazing today. You really exceeded our expectations, and we're proud of every single one of you. And I think, as Denise said today, you are all winners. You all gained knowledge. You all gained friendship from this program. And it's really inspiring to see young girls that are talented. And I really wish you all the best with your future. And I think you will all make it in the future. So yeah, I just want to say thank you so much for your time today and for all the effort you've done. And good luck.
Thank you, Jay. I see that Lorraine also have something to say.
Yes, just a quick mention for me. So I think everybody, I was honestly very, very impressed by the level of presentation skills that everybody showed here today, as well as the ideas that you guys have gone with and actually gone and done something with them. So that was also really impressive to me. And I think this is, I think whatever, again, of course, we're all winners here today. And I think if you guys are interested enough in it, honestly, there's nothing stopping you from, even if you do or do not win today, there's nothing stopping you from like taking this idea and running with it elsewhere, getting the resources that you need in other ways. So if you do or do not win today, it's still your choice on whether or not you want to keep this going with your team and make this a real thing and find other resources. I'm so happy to connect with any of you guys if you would like to reach out to me personally as well. So just let me know how I can help, and I am just honored to be able to help inspire, hopefully, a little bit everybody today. So thanks for doing all this.
Thank you, Lorraine. And Yangus, your words.
Yeah, I mean, I want to congratulate everyone. It's been a really happy to be part of this team. Well done for your hard work. It's obvious that you put a lot of effort. This project is just the beginning. It's just giving you some incentives for the future. Do not be disappointed in any way. You should be all happy and very proud of yourselves. And of course, just the discussions and the presentations will give you more to think about in the future. And I'm sure that the future belongs to you. You have a bright future in front of you. Make the most of it. And of course, myself and my business school would be happy to discuss anything you need further. Thank you. And of course, thank you, Katerina, for the amazing organization and planning and for giving this opportunity to all these girls to be part of this project.
Thank you, Yankas, for your kind words. And to announce finally the winners who will fly to FEM camp in Cyprus this June, please welcome back Katerina Belaruska.
So now, the moment we all were waiting for, I will tell a little bit of my feedback before. I have to say that over the course of this program, our 6 project group have blown us away with their creativity, their teamwork, and their ability to turn complex problem, very important problem, into the meaningful solutions. I'm very happy we have all of you today here, girls. I also want to say thank you to our jury one more time for their support. That was actually very incredibly difficult task to evaluate. I think all that project, because all of them are very good, are very interesting, and all of them have a great perspective. But we have to choose the winners. And now I'm going to announce. So I will start with the 3rd place. I will maybe just remind that we choose now 3 projects, 3 groups who will go to our FEM offline camp in Cyprus in summer. And the 1st place will also get a grant and mentorship from us. So the 3rd place is going to Stereo Talks project. Congratulations, girls. You are going to Cyprus this summer. The 2nd place is going to Ecotoloca project. Congratulations. And also I have to add that as the 3rd and the 2nd place are not having the mentorship and the grant, but still we want to support you girls. So that's why I'm ready to have some mentorship sessions with you to help you to scale your projects, because I really like both projects. So, and now the winner, finally. So the winner is Inner Echo project. Girls, you are fantastic. You're going to camp, and also you will receive a grant from FEM and our mentoring support during the next year. So my congratulations, you've done a great job, really. But it's not all. It's not all. We also have our educational awards. So we choose, usually we're choosing 3 girls from the whole cohort who will join the camp as well because of their educational score. That's the girls who was really finishing all our online program and have a high score. But this cohort was so good that we decided we will choose 6 of you who will come to camp as well. So now, attention. Now I will announce who is going also. So we also welcome to our Cyprus camp Margot Krivenko, Ariana Demyanenko, Evgenia Kudyanova, Katerina Pichkur, Tatiana Kablova, and Anastasia Khmelevska. Congratulations, girls, and we're looking forward to have you on the camp. The communication about the camp and all organizational things will follow soon. And also, that's not all, because we really have a hot discussion among our jury about the projects, and we have like the special prize for one of the project. This is FEM in STEM project, which will receive the mentorship from Lumio. Thanks for our jury member, Denise Panaskin, because we really like the project and see the potential. So we want to give you also the opportunity to grow and to have this expertise you seek. Congratulations. Thank you very much.
Once again, applause to everyone. I do believe that this is the day that you'll remember in your lifetime. So I want to also to highlight that organizers will reach to winners next week to coordinate all the details. I think for everyone, it was an emotional day. To every girl who participated, you are already a leader. The world is waiting for your next move. So think about it wisely. And just one more thing before we'll all leave, I will ask all of you to turn your cameras on, put on your FEM Zoom background, and on the count of 3, I want you to shout, "We lead change," as loud as you can. Okay, let's turn it. We'll do picture all together.
Sorry. May I just clarify what we should tell? I missed it. I skipped it.
We lead change. Yeah, you can just smile. It's always helping, but we lead change just for you to remember this moment. Okay, so let's do it. Everyone turn their camera on. Beautiful. So 1, 2, 3. We lead
change. Will it change?
Yes. Okay, I hope you all enjoyed it today. I know that it was overwhelming. Don't forget to join our community via the QR code on the screen. Registration for FEM third cohort 3.0 open soon. Tell all your friends. Thank you to our partners, Seam and Steel Rose, and thank you for watching. And keep leading the change.
Thank you so much. We are so grateful.
Thanks a lot.
Thank you a lot.
Thank
you so much. I
you.
really appreciate your work. Thank you.
And we thank you so much.
Thank you really much.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye.
Thank you. Have a great day.
Thank you so
Bye,
much.
guys.